Let's keep it off the books. Yeah. Let's keep it, yeah. Let's keep it off the books. Yeah. If you're not tuned in, you're tuned out. Take a new route. Maybe change the lens that you view out. Put your fuse out. Let's watch liberals and women get retarded. A disagreement with no reputation should be fully disregarded. Mission started, and we got a problem in Houston. OnlyFans isn't empowerment, it's prostitution. He got solutions like, let's stop holding doors for whores. Stop allowing them to vote to send more to war. They don't understand what the border's for. We should go door to door. Tell everyone to repeal the 19th Amendment. Otherwise it's demise, that's where we are headed. Yeah, he said it. Things get hot when you hold their feet to the fire. They call him a bigot and racist, but they never call him a liar. Surpassing you while we laugh at you. Cause you don't understand something as simple as per capita. Listen, this white nigga spittin'. It's not hate, yes, pattern recognition. He's on a mission and he ain't missing. Are you tired of turning on the TV and seeing two dudes kissing? They call him homophobic, but he's not scared of gays. If love is love, be prepared for AIDS. Crash the barricade. Off the books, let's keep it off the books. Not a secret, it's off the books. Joey Jugs. Yeah. Let's keep it off the books. Yeah. Let's keep it, yeah. Let's keep it off the books. Yeah. If you're not tuned in, you're tuned out. Take a new route. Maybe change the lens that you view out. Put your fuse out. Let's watch liberals and women get retarded. A disagreement with no reputation should be fully disregarded. Mission started, and we got a problem in Houston. OnlyFans isn't empowerment, it's prostitution. He got solutions like, let's stop holding doors for whores. Stop allowing them to vote to send more to war. They don't understand what the border's for. We should go door to door. Tell everyone to repeal the 19th Amendment. Otherwise it's demise, that's where we are headed. Yeah, he said it. Things get hot when you hold their feet to the fire. They call him a bigot and racist, but they never call him a liar. Surpassing you while we laugh at you. Cause you don't understand something as simple as per capita. Listen, this white nigga spittin'. It's not hate, yes, pattern recognition. He's on a mission and he ain't missing. Are you tired of turning on the TV and seeing two dudes kissing? They call him homophobic, but he's not scared of gays. If love is love, be prepared for AIDS. Crash the barricade. Off the books, let's keep it off the books. Not a secret, it's off the books. Joey Jugs. Yeah. Let's keep it off the books. Yeah. Let's keep it, yeah. Let's keep it off the books. Yeah. If you're not tuned in, you're tuned out. Take a new route. Maybe change the lens that you view out. Put your fuse out. Let's watch liberals and women get retarded. A disagreement with no reputation should be fully disregarded. Mission started, and we got a problem in Houston. OnlyFans isn't empowerment, it's prostitution. He got solutions like, let's stop holding doors for whores. Stop allowing them to vote to send more to war. They don't understand what the border's for. We should go door to door. Tell everyone to repeal the 19th Amendment. Otherwise it's demise, that's where we are headed. Yeah, he said it. Things get hot when you hold their feet to the fire. They call him a bigot and racist, but they never call him a liar. Surpassing you while we laugh at you. Cause you don't understand something as simple as per capita. Listen, this white nigga spittin'. It's not hate, yes, pattern recognition. He's on a mission and he ain't missing. Are you tired of turning on the TV and seeing two dudes kissing? They call him homophobic, but he's not scared of gays. If love is love, be prepared for AIDS. Crash the barricade. Off the books, let's keep it off the books. Not a secret, it's off the books. Joey's Jugs. Off the books. Not a secret, it's off the books. Joey Jugs.
We are live and direct. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Again, man, this is just off the top. Not too prepared, but I really wanted to tap in tonight because everything that I've seen on the internet today has been absolutely crazy. There's so much fallout from this Karmelo Anthony verdict. It's rippling through the country, and it's really causing a little bit of issues with race relations that were already really bad in America. So I'm going to show you videos of, there's a video where a guy just sitting on the curb, and a black guy runs up to him and is like, "You were on the jury," and like slap, like basically white people are now getting attacked or justified being attacked because of the verdict. Yeah, it's insane. They're now saying that you're justified in attacking white people because Karmelo Anthony was found guilty because he stabbed a white person. That's where we're at today. That's where we're at today in America. Because Karmelo Anthony violently attacked a white kid, stabbed him, now it's okay to attack more whites. So again, and thank God that it's still illegal to stab people in America. You know, so if you guys could, man, make sure to share this, hit a like on this. I know it's going to be late. Let me make sure to share this myself. I'm even going to do my own work. You know what I mean? Yeah, tune in. Tune in off the books. Yeah, tune in. And we might be having some like guests. I have a chair in here, and I have the ability to put 2 mics up. Maybe we'll have an interview with one of my friends, Bon, or maybe my friend Raheem. We might get some other people on film in the future. So you know, but for right now, I got some cool stuff I think that we should all watch together. Let's see what we're going to start with. Let's start because I like watching Matt Walsh. He's I know he's monotone. You know, he's not the most braggadocious, or he's not high energy, but he's got that dad energy. Straight to the point. He's never missing either. I try to find where Matt Walsh is wrong on things. It's very hard to find Matt Walsh being wrong on stuff. Let's go. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I don't know why it is.
World woke up this morning to this image, as you can see.
One more time.
The residents of Belfast, Northern Ireland, and the rest of the Western world woke up this morning to this image. As you can see, it shows a Sudanese national repeatedly stabbing a white man in his 40s in the middle of the road. The African is squatting over the man who's flat on the ground, attempting to behead him in front of horrified onlookers. There is a video as well, which looks like something out of Iraq that you might have found on Live Leak around 20 years ago. But because of the UK's immigration policy, which is also our immigration policy, regrettably, these videos are now being shot here in the West. The UK has imported the third world, and as a result, just months after Henry Novak was slaughtered by a foreigner, we have...
And if you guys haven't heard about that situation with the Henry Novak thing, that'll make every other, the George Floyd, it'll make, it's the saddest thing ever. It is absolutely one of the saddest situations that happened in the UK. But yeah, that Henry Novak situation, it'll break your brain. I don't know why the UK isn't rioting and burning everything down. Because maybe we'll cover that one day. But it's really a sad, sad story.
Another graphic example of an innocent white man getting executed in the streets. Now, obviously, the British government would have suppressed this footage if not for social media, in particular X, where it quickly circulated. So instead of denying that the attack occurred, they're downplaying it. Here's how state TV in Ireland reported on the attack.
It's in Ireland, says, I apologize.
Arrest made after man seriously injured in Belfast stabbing. That's the headline they went with. Sounds
so sad, Cannibal.
Pretty unremarkable
so sad.
When you just look at it like that. Not African tries to behead random white guy, which would be
the Henry situation was, it happened in the UK, and in the UK, knives are illegal, but there is a religious cause to allow the religious Sikhs. You're allowed to carry like sword-like knives on you. Well, anyway, this Sikh stabbed up this white kid, left him like basically half dead on the ground, called the cops and said, The Sikh said, I've been a victim of a racial crime. Called the cops. The cops got there and arrested the kid's half-dead body that was the victim of the stabbing. It's insane. It's an insane situation.
A more accurate title, they feel compelled to provide as little information as possible to hide the truth from the public. So did the BBC. Here was their reporting, quote, a man has been taken to hospital with serious injuries following a stabbing.
A ceremonial dagger.
Once again.
Maybe we'll cover that another day. The Henry Novak situation is, oh my gosh. I showed one of my friends, one of my female friends. She must started crying. On the spot. She was like, how come I never heard of this? I said, well, there's a reason.
You're not told the truth. And meanwhile, this was the response from a member of parliament in Northern Ireland. Quote, the horrific scenes in North Belfast should not be used by English right-wing politicians to further their own ends. I don't ever remember them commenting on any of the other hellish things the community has experienced over the years.
What?
So the problem isn't that this African guy is beheading someone. It's not that he was welcomed into the country and then promptly turned around and tried to decapitate a native citizen in the street. That's
in the middle of the street.
The problem is the right wing. It's right-wing narratives. And it's not just one random politician doing this either. Most of them are. Here's the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Quote, the horrific attack in Belfast last night is sick.
And again, guys, if you guys are tuning in with me tonight, thank you so much. If you could hit a like. I don't know if you guys are already subscribed, share this. Remember, we're a new platform, and the only way that this is going to build is with your help. I'm not asking for anything monetarily. I'm not asking for anything but support. So if you could, hit a like, hit a share, and help build this platform from the ground up.
Sickening. I have absolutely no tolerance for abhorrent scenes of violence like this on our streets. My thoughts are first and foremost with the victim, and I thank the first responders, including members of the public who intervened. Says he has no tolerance for it. Well, I think it appears that you do actually have a lot of tolerance for it, turns out.
I agree, Cannonball. There's a lot of stuff happening that if you research it, you can find it, but the mainstream media is not going to cover it because it does not fit their narrative. It just doesn't fit their narrative. You know what I mean? And even with the Karmelo Anthony case, they didn't cover, they for it to even be in the news, they had to lie about it. They didn't cover it truthfully, because if they covered it truthfully right now, a large section of the black population wouldn't be up in arms about this verdict. If they knew what was happening truthfully in this trial, witness statements, and what was truly happening, they would understand, oh, this was definitely a murder,
Give him a few more days and he'll be blaming knife crime again. There's no mention whatsoever of the fact that the British government deliberately let this African into the country so that he could kill white people. And take a step back and realize how truly shocking this is. When one of your native citizens is nearly beheaded on the streets, decent people, particularly people in power, pause and reevaluate everything they've been doing. They immediately begin thinking about how to prevent something like this from ever happening again, no matter what it takes, no matter what their political beliefs are. But in the UK, the immediate response is to bury the story and to blame people who notice what's happening. This is not really a political ideology that we're up against. This is anti-white, anti-Western, anti-civilization depravity.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
Nothing that will make these people change their minds.
I'm just saying one of the reasons why they are up in arms is because of the propaganda. Yes, I do believe that there are a lot of people that are still going to choose their tribe over the truth. But I think that if this case was covered honestly, it would be a reach. It would be a reach,
Govern in a way that protects the interests of their indigenous white citizens. They won't do it unless they're forced to do it. And keep in mind that, just one video of an African national trying to behead someone on the street, just that alone
Sick.
Would be reason enough to ban all third world immigration forever. That alone should be enough. It should be enough to say, okay, this happens. We invite these people in. You try to behead one person one time and we're done with the whole thing. We're done with the whole experiment. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
That guy's life is not worth the cost.
And you know, we're talking about like Ireland and immigration now. This is a different subject, but realistically, it's anti-white violence reaches disturbing levels after a horrific attack.
At all. But as it happens, we don't have just this one incident. This is just one reason of about a billion to cut off third world immigration. Now, as we've been covering for several days now, the trial of Karmelo Anthony in the stabbing of white high school student Austin Metcalf is yet another example of this kind of depravity that's now on full display. And there is new reporting that after the defense rested in the Karmelo Anthony murder trial yesterday, Anthony's parents were visibly distraught. Anthony's mother.
And when you start actually doing your research on Karmelo Anthony's parents, you're going to be like, wait a minute, these people are like civil rights activists. They actually have a complete agenda behind it. And I'm telling you, if they raised Karmelo that way, why would he not react like he did? You know what I mean?
Mother, quote, had her head down. His father was, quote, leaning his head against the wall. Now, they knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that their son's lawyer just concluded what has to be, I don't know, the single word.
Do me a favor, guys. Please hit a like. That's how the algorithm jumps. Just do me a favor. It'll take 1 second. Just hit like, and throw some comments in there. And if you could share this on your, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, however you share it. If you could share this, it's up to you guys to help me build this platform because, you know, I'm really limited and like I'm not asking you guys for any money, just support, you know.
Worst defense ever presented in a murder trial in certainly modern history. I mean, you have to understand that in this country, the defense doesn't really have to do anything. The burden is squarely on the prosecution to prove their case, which in this case they definitely did. So it's pretty hard to mount a legal case that is actively bad when you could just remain silent. I mean, worst case, you could just not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But that's exactly what Anthony's attorneys did. They mounted a defense that was actively bad. They called several witnesses who actually demolished their own case. One of them actually said flat out that Karmelo Anthony was in the wrong. And
yeah, one of the defense's witnesses that they called on the stand said, yeah, Karmelo Anthony was in the wrong. Like, terrible. And they got lots and lots of money through fundraising, too. Where did that money go?
Provoked Austin Metcalf. And we'll go through all those witnesses in a moment. Some of them who we didn't discuss yesterday were truly remarkable for all the wrong.
I fully agree. That's an awesome. I agree. Having sympathy for a horrid criminal instead of feeling bad for those affected is asinine. I agree.
Reasons.
You have to understand there are people that have empathy for the worst.
Anthony,
you know,
on the stand. But for now, I want to talk about Karmelo Anthony's family and this reporting that they're now realizing, apparently for the first time, that their son is, you know, probably going to prison. Now, when Karmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf to death on April 2nd of last year, he and his family had a choice. They could have appeared in public and admitted that there was no reason whatsoever for Anthony to kill Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
They could have immediately offered to take a plea deal. Or
that.
if no plea deal was on offer, Anthony could have simply pled guilty to the charges in order to spare the family a lengthy and very difficult trial, try to bargain for a lighter sentence. They could have condemned the black activists who sought to use the case to advance the same anti-white propaganda that's caused so much death and destruction over the past 60 years in this country.
And they're culpable too.
They could have done all that, but instead of doing that, instead of doing what a decent human being would do, Karmelo Anthony and his family immediately began fundraising. And they understood that if they pretended that Anthony was somehow a victim, they could raise hundreds of thousands of.
And I'm going to show you a video today that's going to actually expose that they're treating their son like he's the one that was murdered. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Dollars, mostly from unhinged black people who want to kill whites, or at least are happy to see them dead. And to that end, Anthony's family hired a representative at something called the Next Generation Action Network to stage a press conference.
Here we go.
First agenda item at this press conference was to smear Austin Metcalf. They implied that he had some kind of, they had some kind of dirt on him, which they wouldn't reveal and never did. There is no dirt. Now imagine being Hunter Metcalf, Austin's twin brother, hearing that at a press conference. Just days earlier, you held your dying brother in your arms and said, oh my God, he's my best friend, he's my brother.
Sad.
And then shortly afterward, you're hearing these barely literate race hustlers imply that your brother deserved to die.
Basically.
And then in one of the most disturbing moments of any press conference I've ever seen, they berate the father of Austin Metcalf for daring to show up to listen to their presentation. That's all the father did. He was standing quietly in attendance, and that was it. And for doing that, Anthony's representatives told the police to throw him out of the building.
And that's the thing. They are trying to profit from their son's bad behavior. I agree. But I think that they are culpable in their son's bad behavior. Like, if you hear these people talking, if you hear the Karmelo Anthony's parents talking like on the podium in public, imagine how they talk behind closed doors. And hearing that stuff every day, you know what I mean? Like, the kid's only doing what the parents are basically pushing, you know?
And then they attacked his character. Watch.
We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf. Because we respect.
Hold on. He didn't even get his name right. He said Metcalf.
The dignity of life and loss. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later.
For real, these are just fake civil rights. These are the worst grifters ever.
Is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who was not invited.
For real, Danny, I'm dead serious. Like, I want everybody, whenever they get a chance, to go look up just videos of Karmelo Anthony's parents talking, just in general, and then just track the logic. I'm dead serious. If my parents talk like that about black people, I might end up like doing, you know what I mean? I might end up doing something violent to show how you know what I'm saying? Like, Austin Metcalf's parents versus Karmelo Anthony's parents, it's insane. Like, you know, one side's like, yeah, we forgive, and the other one's like literally still anti-white rhetoric. To this point, they're still saying anti-white rhetoric right now.
He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family.
Why?
But he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words.
So they're saying that Austin Metcalf's dad came to one of the press conferences for Karmelo Anthony, and he was removed because he came. Remember, the victim's father came to the conference of the killer and was removed, and they're saying that was disrespectful for Austin Metcalf's dad to go there and say, hey, I forgive him. That's disrespectful. Like, they're really treating Karmelo Anthony like he's the one that he was killed.
Now, if Karmelo Anthony's family, his parents in particular, had a shred of decency or self-respect, they would have immediately fired the representative for saying this. They would have taken over the podium, apologized profusely, and begun the lengthy process of reckoning with the fact that they are horrible parents who raised a murderer, who raised the kind of guy who would go into a...
For real, he's on point. Like, they raised a murderer.
And just stab someone to death for no reason. Now, that course of action would have brought an abrupt halt to all the donations from black supremacists on Give, Send, Go, would have made it more difficult for Anthony's family to afford fancy new toys. But it obviously would have been the decent and moral thing to do. But these are not decent and moral people, so instead, as you can see here, they told the police to escort Austin Metcalf's father out of the building.
Insane.
So it's not enough for Karmelo Anthony to murder this man's child. They also feel the need to treat his grieving father like a criminal.
For going there.
Everyone is their oppressor. Everyone's doing something wrong, except their son, who just killed an unarmed teenager for no reason.
Yep. Literally no accountability. You know what I mean? Zero accountability.
These people are truly awful. I mean, his parents are awful, awful people. Should be in a prison cell right next to him. Oh, I forgot. We only do that to white parents. Yep.
That's true.
I forgot when it's a white, school shooter, we throw the parents in prison too for being bad parents or whatever. These parents are awful monsters. Should be doing life in prison, but that's not going to happen. And what's even more perverse is that our legal system is set up to reward this kind of behavior. This is something most people aren't talking about, but it's true. even after mocking Austin Metcalf, raising $600,000 for black supremacists and presenting a legal defense that's frankly insulting, it's still possible for Karmelo Anthony to get convicted of murder and walk free in just a few years. To break this down quickly, first of all, because of a ruling by the Supreme Court, 17-year-olds cannot be sentenced to death or to life imprisonment without parole. And because Karmelo Anthony was 17 years old at the time that he killed Austin Metcalf, he's covered by that ruling.
I really like this. It's very hard. It's hard to memorize, but I'm trying to memorize it. Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything, contributing nothing, and entitled to everything. So I really like that. Ashamed of nothing, but offended by everything.
Obviously, this is an absurd state of affairs. Someone who stabs an unarmed teenager to death over a light to moderate shove, if that was even, if we can.
And that's something that's being even like kind of thrown out. They said that even before Austin Metcalf was able to even give him a light shove, he already poked him. So again, and that's from black witnesses. You understand that we're on yeah.
And say that that happened after instigating the confrontation in the first place, needs to be removed from society forever, period. I don't care if you're 17. I don't care if you're 70.
Facts.
So right away at the outset, the maximum sentence Karmelo Anthony can receive in Texas is between.
It is true. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, that is a true thing, Cannonball. Like, a lot of people are saying that the lawyers were so bad that anybody could have done a better job of defending Karmelo.
5 years and life in prison with the possibility of parole at around 30 years. So the judge or jury, if Anthony opts to go that route, has wide discretion to let him out of prison in just a few years. Now, I should also point out that in Texas,
I agree with that to a degree, Joe, because we're not violently pushing back against the government, because whites hate their own race and don't stick up for the white. I agree. Whites don't stick up for their own race like other races do. They definitely do not. There was no riots. You know what I'm saying? It is true. That again, they're victim propaganda too. They've been fed the white guilt narrative 400 years. You're the oppressor. You that kind of thing. Bow down and kiss feet and shit. Like you're the bad guy for something you never did. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I agree.
this is possible for murderers to argue during sentencing that they committed the crime in a sudden passion. You know, they have to convince the judge that they were put in a position that would, quote, commonly produce a degree of anger, rage, resentment, or terror in a person of ordinary temper sufficient to render the mind incapable of cool reflection. The defendant has to demonstrate that he was, quote, under the immediate influence of sudden passion arising from an adequate cause.
There was an adequate
classic
cause.
example is walking in on your spouse cheating on you. Obviously, that would not apply to.
Yeah, see, like that crime of passion, people have been gotten lighter sentences. They walk in, they see their spouse cheating, and they're, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff they can use as a defense in court. This isn't that. Saying, hey, move, you're under the wrong tent. And then saying, yo, try and move me, I'll kill you. That kind of thing, that's not, you know. And the fact that he said he threatened him before he did it, yeah, that's why he got that charge.
In this case, but if the judge somehow buys that argument, then.
Yeah, but again, like Cannonball, the problem is when white people standing up for their own race is deemed racist. But by who? Who's it deemed racist by? The majority of our country is white. So it's deemed racist by other whites. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, fuck that. Like, for real, we should stop caring about the term. We should stop caring about that. When somebody's like, you're racist, like, it lost all meaning. It lost all meaning. You know what I mean? Don't allow that to be a way, don't allow that to demotivate you to be the word of being called racist. Who cares?
Then the murder becomes a second-degree felony, and the sentencing range shrinks to between 2 years and 20 years. And in fact, the most recent update is that the judge told the jury that they can also consider manslaughter in this case. So that's another possible outcome. And however likely that outcome is, even the possibility that Karmelo Anthony will be a free man at some point in his life is unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. 100%. I'm with Matt Walsh.
The fact that he will be a free.
The fact that he is going to eventually walk the streets again, after he did that, it is unacceptable. It just shows the cultural decay. The fact that he's going to be out. Everybody's like, oh, at least we got some justice. It's like, I mean, yeah, I'm happy we got some justice, but it's not enough. It's not enough. He should do life in prison. He should never get out again. He should never see the light of day again.
Free man at some point in his life, no matter how this goes, because they can't give him life without parole, or it's nearly certain. Of course, he could always get himself killed in jail. And knowing this guy, that could also be a likely possibility. But in any case, our legal system is designed to enable violent behavior by young black men who, as we all know, are the ones committing the vast majority of violent crimes. Someone who kills an unarmed teenager at a track meet over a light shove should not have the possibility of being a free man in 20 years, much less 2 years. But that's where we are. So if you're looking for an explanation,
and that's another thing too, is because we're given pattern recognition and logic, I believe that you're either racist or you're a liar. You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. And to be honest, if you're sitting here saying, hey, I'm not racist, I don't trust you anyway. You're lying to my face.
For why Anthony was spotted smiling and joking with his attorneys the other day, that might be the reason. You know, his parents might be crying because their grift is coming to an end. They won't be able to fundraise.
That is true. I've seen this. I've seen this happen. Good. Yeah. And that's a lot of my Hispanic bros have been called this. A lot of my Hispanic bros, they're really, really based. They're really, really based. And they, yeah. And they're one of the only reasons that Donald Trump even got elected too. So again, you know, one of the most base segments of the population is young Latino men. And because they're honest. They were raised by jefes. They're raised by good, solid men, masculine men, and yeah, they're a reflection of that.
Anymore. But Anthony is probably under the impression, which may turn out to be accurate, that he won't spend much time in prison, regardless of the outcome of the case. Now, increasingly,
all right, chill out with the Spurgeon stuff in the comments. Add to the convo.
That outcome appears to be inevitable. You know, there's no other conclusion you can draw after you listen to all the testimony. The first witness yesterday, a defense witness, again, was a 17-year-old student at Centennial High School, which is Karmelo Anthony's school. He was Anthony's teammate on the football and track teams, and he began by saying that he saw someone put hands on Karmelo Anthony. Quote, I saw a push, the witness said. He added, I saw the arms go out and make contact with Melo. And then, quote, it got super loud, and it was like, whoa, what happened?
And we need to unite. Like, you know, I think regardless of what race you are, we can all unite under the umbrella of racism. You get what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, it don't matter. You don't have to, you know, racism, to be in this, you know what I mean? Color shouldn't hold us back. You know what I mean? Let's all stand up. All the racist bros stand up, you know?
And then he saw Austin Metcalf lifting his shirt and screaming that he'd been stabbed. And within seconds, he saw Anthony, quote, lightly jogging to another part of the bleachers. This is from CBS News, which attempted to transcribe the proceedings. Quote, defense, did you see him when he stopped? Witness, he is crying and there was a coach kind of comforting him. I'd say distraught is the best way to describe it. Defense, did it look like a put on? Witness, I'd say everything going on was very, very real. Defense, you could hear him crying. Witness, yes, I heard him crying.
We are.
I told him not to touch me.
I agree. We're a diverse group of racists, and that's awesome. That's awesome. And I love you guys for it. I love you.
How was he? Distraught. Witness, yes, very distraught. Now, even if we assume that all this testimony is accurate, the quotes and behavior from Anthony obviously don't mean anything. If somebody appears distraught after he commits murder, it's not evidence that he acted in self-defense.
I'll be right back, guys.
Obviously. It's much more likely that he realizes he just committed murder and that he'll have to face consequences for his actions for the first time in his life. And if Anthony went around saying, I told him not to touch me, we have no reason to believe that he's telling the truth. It's much more likely that he's trying to build a fake self-defense claim on the spot. That's exactly what we saw after the murder of Henry Novak in the UK. Within minutes of stabbing Novak, the foreigner and his brother called the police with a vague, fraudulent narrative about how Novak had attacked them racially, whatever the hell that means. They told the police that they were just minding their own business, and out of nowhere, this racist white kid assaulted them. Now, none of that was true, as the killer later admitted when he was secretly being recorded by the police, but that's what they claimed. And in the case of Karmelo Anthony, several witnesses have testified that he dared Austin Metcalf to touch him. He was doing the opposite of saying, "Don't touch me." He was calling Metcalf the P word and the B word and taunting him, provoking him. But according to this particular witness, Anthony's teammate, Anthony was actually very calm and measured, supposedly. Now, the amazing thing about all these defense witnesses in this case is that for every single one of them, you don't really need to think about their testimony on direct examination for very long. And that's because under cross-examination by the prosecutor, their testimony immediately fell apart. All of them. Even the little victories for the defense are immediately nullified. Yesterday, the defense attorney was leading the witness and got the witness to say that Anthony had politely asked Metcalf not to touch him, which already it's like nobody buys. You don't even need to know anything about the situation. You already don't buy that. If you know,
I didn't buy it right from the very beginning because I recognize patterns. I'm not going to say that it couldn't have been how it seemed. I would just need other info. I need new information. I need new information to trump my pattern recognition, and you know what I mean. But if you would have followed me from my TikTok debates, Instagram debates, from when this started, this happened the way I said it happened, and the outcome is the exact outcome I said would happen. Nothing. I'm not psychic. I'm not psychic.
Know anything about these kinds of situations? The idea that Karmelo Anthony said, "Would you please?" Oh, gee, you know, hey, mister, I really don't want any trouble. Could you please not touch me?
That's not what he said.
Can we, hey, folks, let's calm let's bring the temperature down.
Imagine it. Imagine that's all that would have had to change. That's all that would have had to change is Karmelo Anthony say, hey, calm down. Can we calm down? I'll leave the tent. You know what I mean? Imagine that.
Down.
But you've seen videos of what happens when young black men are told to leave a place, right?
Yes, that's what the young black male with the knife was saying. We've all seen that a million times, haven't we?
Yep, there you go.
But that was the claim, only for the witness to turn around and confirm on cross-examination that Anthony had indeed provoked Metcalf. So yesterday for this 17-year-old student at Centennial High School, things went south just as quickly. Really, he never had a chance because the prosecutor knew that he had changed his story already. So here's how the cross-examination went. Prosecution, you had a few things wrong when we talked. Is that right? Witness, yes, sir. Prosecution, your initial statement to police that you saw Karmelo Anthony surrounded had to be after the stabbing. Witness, yes. Prosecution, you had a story in your head when we visited, correct? Witness,
everybody
yes.
hit a light, man.
And when you saw the video, your eyes were open to what actually happened. Is that right? Witness, yes. Prosecution, my impression when we first met, you thought when you saw people surrounding
By the way, I got a
Karmelo
room
Anthony,
full of black guys, Mexicans,
Witness, yes,
all different races right now, and they're cheering
that was actually
me on.
after the stabbing.
You know
Witness,
I mean?
I couldn't
They're
really
cheering me
tell.
on.
Prosecution, when you and I met, you told me you thought it was before the stabbing. Witness, I thought it was at the as the stabbing was happening. Prosecution, you know you're wrong. Witness, yes, sir. Prosecutors then played surveillance video from the stadium that showed the witness was not looking at the Memorial High School tent.
Are you hearing this? He got caught lying on the stand.
At the time of the stabbing. Prosecution, have you learned how your mind can play tricks on you? Witness, yes, sir. Prosecution, you didn't have a knife on you. Witness, no, sir. Prosecution, have you ever been under another team's tent? Witness, no, sir. Prosecution, if you had been under another team's tent and they asked you to leave, would you? Witness, yes, sir.
That's the witness. The defense witness is told, would you ever bring a knife to a... Nope, I would never do that. You know what I mean? If you were told to leave, would you? Yes. Anthony was in the wrong. Yes. That was that was the star witness.
Well, that's that. He went to the police with a first-hand account of what happened, an account in which Karmelo Anthony was surrounded under the tent by a bunch of students threatening to attack him. That's revealed by the surveillance footage.
That's the main thing that they need. I agree with that, Joe. That's the main thing. Like, remember, Jesus, us as Gentiles, anybody can find Jesus, anybody can find Christianity. And if that's a banner that we were all to unite under, racism, real racism, hateful racism wouldn't exist. It just wouldn't.
Footage, the same footage that everyone told us would be irrelevant to the trial, that actually this witness wasn't even looking at the tent.
That's truly the only thing that'll save any of us. So keep on acting like that's not the truth,
When Metcalf was killed, the crowd that he saw in the tent in reality was Metcalf's teammates gathering around him and trying to save his life after Anthony stabbed him through the heart.
That's the crowd.
So the witness has no credibility whatsoever, backtracked on everything he said, Really, they should be charging him with obstructing an investigation. Nothing he said, including his claim that Anthony said, "I told him not to touch me," and his claim that Anthony was distraught after the killing, should be taken seriously. I mean, he just admitted on the stand that his mind was playing tricks on him.
Literally, the star defense admitted that while he was on the stand that his mind was playing tricks on him. Oh, my God.
Okay, next.
Yeah, next.
Okay, so disregard all of that. The only reason he's admitting that he was wrong now, of course, is that the police found the surveillance footage and he has no choice. And then for their grand finale, the defense called a 17-year-old athlete at Memorial High School. He's on both the football and the track teams. He walked in the courthouse chewing gum,
Weird,
which the judge ordered him to either swallow or throw away. So that set the mood right away, and things quickly went downhill from there. Here's the testimony as reported by CBS. Quote, defense, how is the culture around a track meet different than a football game? Witness, they're really social, so everyone would know each other, see each other, say hi. Really social. Defense, did anything happen that you took particular notice of in the stands? Witness, everybody was standing up and I saw somebody get pushed or get punched. I don't know which. Defense, is that under the memorial tent? Witness, yes, sir. Defense, so it looked like to you that it was just kind of under the tent. Witness, yes, sir. Defense, do you remember saying that it looked like somebody was trying to stop a fight? Witness, yes. Defense, the person who got punched or hit, did they react in any way? Witness, I don't know. Defense, did you see him, Karmelo, make a swing type motion?
Yeah, that would have been the most honest thing for that star witness to say. Sorry, Judge. I apologize. I'm on the stand and I don't want to lie. I put my hand on the Bible. Sorry, Judge. I was blinded by pure racism.
Witness, yes, sir. Defense, what happened after that? Witness, I saw he did a swing motion down and I heard, oh my God, somebody just got stabbed, and people just started scattering. Defense, you got a very small snapshot of this. Is that fair? Witness, yes, sir. Now, putting it mildly, this is not the caliber of testimony that you hope for when you're calling the final witness of your case.
That's their final
not exactly
witness.
The Perry Mason moment that the defense attorneys dream of. He walks in chewing gum, spits it out, and then admits that he only got a very small snapshot of the event, which is to say he could provide no meaningful information whatsoever. And yet somehow, once again, things got worse on cross-examination. Quote, prosecution, is it fair to say a lot of what you said you're...
Let me see. I'm reading off comments, guys. So anybody that is commenting, I'm reading them off. What kind of person brings a weapon to a school function expecting something to happen? Somebody that's premeditating a murder. That's why, like, you know, if you were a YT kid and you got caught with a gun in your bag, you'd expect there to be a manifesto in there too, right? You know what I mean? That's just how it works.
Kind of guessing. Witness, yes, sir. Prosecution, do you remember seeing the video I showed you? Witness, yes, sir. Prosecution, it showed that you didn't see what you thought you saw. Witness, yes, sir. Prosecution, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. It's fair to say, after seeing the video, that you didn't want to testify. Witness, we wanted to do the right thing. Now, it's important to note here that none of the prosecution witnesses had this problem, where they admitted on the stand that they have no idea what they actually witnessed or didn't witness.
Right.
None of the prosecution witnesses walked into court, you know, chewing gum and admitting that after they saw the video, they had no interest in testifying. This whole trial was an unmitigated catastrophe.
Complete catastrophe. Complete catastrophe. And not only that, think about how many people were kind of that give, send, go money and that those fundraising. How much money, you should see how much money that the Anthony family raised for this kid's defense, for this to go down like this. Insane.
Before the defense. Even local news outlets
You guys are
seemed surprised
retarded.
by how bad it went for the defense. Watch.
The defense rested its case Monday in the murder trial of Karmelo Anthony after presenting only a handful of witnesses, since the state rested its own case Saturday and did not
It was over in like 3 hours.
call Karmelo Anthony to the stand. Here's what we saw in court today. We heard from two students who said they
And that's another thing too that's weird about it. If Karmelo Anthony was put on the stand, it would have been an open and shut case too. You know what I mean? That's to show you how dishonest these people are. They didn't even put Karmelo Anthony on the stand because if he went up there, they would have been like, "Oh yeah, this kid's a murderer."
witnessed parts of the altercation between Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Testimony
Yeah,
that
right now I'm hearing it's around $700,000 that the Karmelo Anthony's parents got and they got a beautiful new home, multiple cars, a bunch of shoes for Karmelo Anthony. But guess what? A lot of that's going to be going to commissary. A lot of that's going to like little, like, you know what I mean? Little soups and shit, soups and honey buns and stuff like that now.
That was challenged by prosecutors who said video evidence from Kirkendall Stadium directly disputed the timelines that they presented. In both instances, Assistant District Attorney Bill Werski.
That's true. After they got all of that, then they tried to use a public, a public attorney or whatever, because they didn't have, they couldn't even, after all of it, they couldn't even afford an attorney. What happened to all that money?
That he had met with these students earlier this year, showed them the video he was referring to, and had them.
I don't think they're giving the brother, which is the twin brother, enough flowers for the amount of self-control and the ability to recognize what the most important in the moment is tough. Yeah, I agree. I think Austin Metcalf's brother, he should be lifted up. He literally held his brother. He didn't. How about that? That's another thing too. Here's a separation. You just watched your brother get poked in the chest and die. The twin brother didn't react. He didn't take the knife out and start doing anything. He didn't chase the kid down and try to. He didn't do that. Why is that? Maybe because he wasn't raised with the anti-black rhetoric like Karmelo Anthony was raised with.
Them affirm multiple times that video showed something different than what they remembered.
That's the straight news station trying its best to report.
That is true, Joe. The black community is openly saying that his brother should have been killed too, or should be killed today. I've heard multiple videos of people saying that Austin Metcalf's twin brother should have been killed or should be killed today. Sick.
Things down the middle, and they still can't believe how awful the defense was. Americans are very good at.
Let's keep going.
He provoked Metcalf by remaining in the memorial team's tent after he was asked to leave 15 times, then daring Metcalf to touch him. He said, "Touch me and see what happens," and called the memorial students a string of profanities, implying that they were weak and afraid, which by itself neutralizes any claim of self-defense, since it clearly demonstrates that Karmelo was not afraid. He was trying to provoke.
Yeah. Karmelo Anthony, he was afraid. Well, then why was he calling these white kids punks and, pussies and all this? Like, that just shows that you're not afraid. It also shows that you believe the rhetoric that white guys are scared.
Provoke an altercation. Then he reached into his bag in a threatening manner, suggesting he was armed, and then
I'm going to show some videos of that they're randomly assaulting white people on the street, accusing them of being on the jury. I have a few videos we're going to go down the rabbit hole today.
When Metcalf lightly shoved Anthony in order to get him out of the tent, Anthony responded immediately with lethal force. As soon as Metcalf touched him, Anthony acted as if he automatically had the right to commit murder because he was looking for a pretense the entire time.
He was looking to do it the entire time.
Now, in cases like this, it's normal for the defense to present an expert witness of some kind. For example, Kyle Rittenhouse's lawyer called an expert to analyze the video evidence in the case, frame by frame, establish how little time there was for Rittenhouse to react to the crazed pedophile who was charging at him. George Zimmerman's lawyers called several experts to establish that he defended himself against Trayvon Martin in a reasonable manner, including a forensic pathologist and an expert on the use of force. Daniel Penny's lawyer called an expert witness as well, another forensic pathologist who testified that the chokehold didn't cause Jordan Neely's death, and on and on. But for Karmelo Anthony, the lawyers did not call a single expert witness. This is a routine part of a self-defense case.
Yeah, I'm going to show that video later,
Cannonball. Skipped over it. Or maybe no experts were willing to throw away their reputation for Karmelo Anthony, no matter how much money the defense offered. The closest they came to calling an expert was when they asked a police officer whether or not Karmelo Anthony had a legal right to carry a knife into the track meet, even though it was a prohibited item according to the school. The officer said yes, but the officer wasn't qualified as an expert in the case, nor did he claim to be. Daily Mail, which was inside the courthouse, quote, Karmelo Anthony juror left open-mouthed with shock at sight of Austin Metcalf's body as killer teen's lawyer suggests victim impaled himself on knife.
One more time. The Karmelo Anthony's lawyers tried to use the defense that Austin Metcalf just walked into the knife. That the knife just like he walked into it. Like it was Austin Metcalf's fault for just walking into the knife. That's what one of the lawyers suggested.
Now, admittedly, while I generally trust the Daily Mail to get most of the facts right, This is one detail that I didn't believe at first. So I went looking for other outlets who reported on this testimony. And here's what I found from the Dallas Morning News. Quote, Dr. Elizabeth Ventura, the Collin County medical examiner who conducted Metcalf's autopsy, testified that the 17-year-old's wound meant certain death.
Oh my God.
Ventura told jurors that Metcalf suffered a stab wound to the left side of his upper chest. The wound, she said, perforated cartilage near the sternum and entered his heart. She also documented internal bleeding. Ventura testified the wound measured 2 inches in length and was gaping. During cross-examination, defense attorney Shook fixated on Ventura's measurement, asking what the full 3.5-inch blade not entering Metcalf revealed about the...
I agree. It's almost like there's a pattern. And then when you look at like crime stats that map on this stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, there might be a problem here. There might be a problem.
The level of force Anthony used during the stabbing, Ventura said the autopsy could
like,
not...
What is it? What is it? It's not... It's every time, but not all. It's not all, but it's always... You know what I mean? It's yeah. And I heard of a great like kind of analogy. Human beings, we have this response to. You guys ever heard this? Human beings, right? We have this response to snakes, right? All of us, if we see a snake, we're like, oh my God, we're kind of scared of it because of our biology through us growing up, or through humankind, right? There's a very small amount of snakes that are actually poisonous and dangerous, right? Now imagine if 80% of snakes were poisonous. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what we're dealing with today with black people. You know what I'm saying? So when we react, it's pattern recognition. You know what I'm saying? It's not all black. It's not all, but pattern recognition is when you watch these videos, it's most likely. Like when I seen this Karmelo Anthony situation happen, with all of the data that they showed, witness testimony, I said, this is the most likely scenario. And it played out like this in court, and it was always all true. But there could have been new information that could have changed it, right? But pattern recognition, I'm not a psychic. But but 12 months ago, when this happened, when I started talking about this, it's how it happened, how it went down, and it turned out how I thought it was going to turn out. All these debates, I was like, dude, he's going to be under the jail. He's not getting away with this. There's no way he can get away with this. Unless it's an O.J. Simpson situation, he's not getting away with this. And, people like me are completely vindicated. We're all vindicated. You know what I mean? So it's just a good analogy. I heard it the other day. I was like, maybe I didn't map it on correctly. Maybe I'll try to figure out a way to dial it in a little bit better. But you're not wrong. When you see a snake, you're not wrong being like, oh my gosh, it's a snake. You're not wrong. You'd even be more right if 80% of snakes were harmful. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be wrong for jumping back. Oh my God, that's a snake. I'm scared. You're a snakeist. You're snakeist.
Determine Anthony's use of force, Shook tried to act out the stabbing for the medical examiner, stressing the fact that Anthony was sitting while Metcalf stood over him.
Sorry about my
He
voice
asked about
breaking up.
several different scenarios in which Metcalf could have suffered a wound at the angle he did.
Yeah.
Now, one of those scenarios evidently involved Metcalf
Sorry about that.
falling into the knife without Anthony providing much, if any, force on his own. In response, the prosecutor suggested that the defense attorney was, quote, trying to tell the jury Metcalf impaled himself on Anthony's pocket knife. He then asked the medical examiner if it's very dangerous to make an assumption like that, and the medical examiner replied, correct. Now, again, it would have been better for the defense attorneys to simply remain in their seats and stay quiet throughout the entire trial. All of their questioning made their client look even more guilty. If you're the cynical type, you might conclude that the lawyers are doing this on purpose. They're trying to give Karmelo Anthony grounds for appeal. Maybe he can argue that his attorneys were so incompetent that he's entitled to a new trial. Maybe he can say that because they didn't even try to call an expert witness, the attorneys sabotaged his case. Reason to hide the footage from the public. For more than a year, news outlets told us the footage had no relevance to the case.
And remember, we still haven't seen it yet.
Said about it, for example. Watch.
NewsNation's Rich McHugh has been tracking this case. And Rich, you are one of the reporters who got to view this important piece of evidence.
Yeah,
You're a snakeist. You're a snakeist.
Nicole, they allowed me to view this video under
That's true, Joe. That's true. What about the 20% of snakes that also are contributing to inventing the modern world? You snakeist.
strict conditions. I couldn't I couldn't record anything. I couldn't take pictures. I could take notes, but that's about it. They would play it one time, and they wouldn't even rewind it or play it again, even the moment in question. So what I saw in the video was ultimately, it's from
Stuff that happened 60 years ago or 100 years ago. They know that if most people were confronted with the grim consequences of allegedly progressive thought, they'd rebel against it immediately.
They would. I agree.
And therefore, the censorship and the lying has been nonstop. Black activists all over social media spreading blatant falsehoods about the case.
Complete lies.
Here's one example from Lee Merritt, who claims to be some kind of civil rights attorney. Quote, in the Karmelo Anthony murder trial, both sides have now rested after days of testimony about what happened at the 2025 Frisco track meet. A child lost his life after allegedly threatening physical violence against another minor. Now a jury is tasked with weighing a balanced presentation of the evidence to determine the outcome of this case.
It's a lie.
Under Texas law, citizens, including teenagers, have the right to protect themselves reasonably and proportionally in response to a threat of bodily harm. Tomorrow, jurors will hear closing arguments before they begin deliberating this black teenager's fate. So Austin Metcalf, quote, lost his life after allegedly threatening physical violence against another minor.
And guess what? There was no threatening of physical violence from Metcalf. There was none. That was proved in court.
He's referring to the testimony of one defense witness who admitted that he didn't remember what he heard, and who also said that Anthony provoked the confrontation and was in the wrong. He's leaving out all the testimony about Karmelo Anthony's threatening behavior, mocking, provoking, putting his hands in the bag on the knife before the other.
All right, let's get into something else. I got some more stuff, man. I got some more stuff to get into. Let's go.
A knife like that to attract me.
Yeah, people may say that, but walk a day in my shoes and then respond.
So you think race played a role in the
She's
verdict?
wrong there, too.
Oh my God. I know Collin County.
Give me some data. Give me something I can use. They love to live in the world where they can never be held accountable for their shit. Crockett, we addressed Crockett yesterday. We thought that would be that. Mm-hmm. Because she was, usually everyone has made mistakes. Have you ever had something where...
And Jasmine, and again, this is a politician. Jasmine Crockett is one of these politicians that's also a civil rights activist. Anti-white. She hates white people. Jasmine Crockett absolutely hates white people. She's basically said it over and over and over. And you should hear how she responds to the Karmelo Anthony situation.
You sounded off, you voiced your opinion, you realized, that was half-cocked. I really didn't know what I was talking about. You regret it, and you kind of go back, you do your due diligence. Okay, I'm going to be more informed going forward. Well, that good for you. That requires self-awareness. That requires self-reflection. Crockett instead thought, yeah, that's great. I'm going to do more of that. It's time for Crockett the racist.
The only people that are crying are the mediocre.
And that's true, too. It's great to do the Jasmine Crockett voice because she's code switched so much in her life. There's her talking very prim and proper, but now that she's pandering to the lowest demographic, she got her Cardi B sexy red voice.
For white boys, I am tired of the white tears.
You hear?
What we saw with that verdict is the evidence of a broken system. Now listen. From everything that I understand, which I wasn't at the trial because obviously I got a day job.
You don't understand shit.
Do you?
It's my understanding that
for a while,
Karmelo ended up stabbing, puncturing. I don't know what this tool was that they talk about. Knife.
Stabbing with a knife.
Some referred to it as a tool.
No, knife, stab.
Anything but the truth.
He ended up hitting Austin one time. And it was about where he hit him.
Yeah, very hard and deliberate.
Hit him, by the way. That's street lingo.
This wasn't someone who said, "Hey, let me stab you."
His left eye is trying to get away from
times.
She's justifying. She's like, nah, he didn't stab him enough. He only hit him once. He didn't stab him enough times, so he couldn't be guilty. He only did it one time. So she's like, yo, it's legal as long as you only stab somebody one time. It should be legal if you're stabbing a white person. It should be legal as long as you stab them once. If you stab them twice, that could be illegal. To Jasmine Crockett.
And so when you're looking at
so now we're counting stabs.
There's a reason in Texas that it goes from 5 to 99 or life because you are looking at how intentional, like how bad was this? 35
a blade
years
through the ribs to the heart.
It killed him. How bad was this?
Under a tent.
Oh my God!
His team's tent as it was raining, and simply
Pause.
didn't want to be put
so
out
now
in
we're
the
back to the argument that it was rain.
For real. Like, why are they acting like Karmelo Anthony was the victim and he's dead? Like, he was killed. His parents are like crying like he's the dead one. It's insane.
Yeah, I know when it's raining. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of the rain and stab a minority. Let's continue.
By some random
Tut,
kid he didn't
looks
know,
like death.
who was larger than him. Listen, a lot of people don't know what it is to live as a black person in this country, but just like
You get what I'm trying to say? It's all justification.
can give the benefit of the doubt to so many police officers when they go out and they shoot some black unarmed person.
Oh, suck.
Oh my God. That's what she's saying? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That doesn't happen much. Cops killing unarmed black men in America doesn't happen much. That's a rarity. Now, if you're looking at, is it a rarity of black men killing white people? Is that a rarity in America? Is that rare?
they are trained.
Did she already say did she just say a small tool?
She said that a minute ago.
Can you rewind that a little bit?
Yeah.
I just want to hear that. So now it's the rain. It was only one.
He only got stabbed with a small tool in his chest. Well, that small tool was a knife that went through his ribs into his heart. Just a small tool.
Time. It's how bad and the tool, the knife was small. It wasn't that small, to be clear.
She can't say knife.
There you go. That's the tool in question or something. Is that the actual one or similar to that?
I think it's supposed to be similar.
It's similar to that, meaning it's a tool that might have like a seatbelt cutter.
It says identical.
Yeah, it does.
It was that identical.
It was that identical.
It's the one I'm going to use on her.
You and I know that is not a multi-tool, but I want to hear her say this again because this just
Are you letting your kid go to school with that?
shows you again. This is why the left says ban.
I agree. It's much more common. I agree, but that's 100% more common. That's a major issue as well. But when you're talking about interracial violence, blacks are overrepresented in that as well.
Guns. It's the inanimate object. They cannot make a moral judgment, which, by the way, means they fundamentally cannot actually declare what a right is, because a right is something that's agreed upon societally, really, certainly in this country, that requires a moral judgment for us to say that warrants being considered a right, being protected. It's a God-given natural right. They can't do it, so they go ban the guns. They can't make a moral judgment. That would require looking at the person and the character. So that's how you end up with the argument. The tool, knife, is small play.
5 years for a kid who had decided to go under a tent that wasn't
35 years. 35 years for a kid that was just under the wrong in the wrong tent? No, he didn't get 35 years for being under the wrong tent. He got 35 years for stabbing somebody in the heart. And he should have got 35 years. That's crazy. I still don't feel like that's still way too. The fact that he's going to be out is crazy.
not his team's tent as it was raining, and simply didn't want to be put out in the rain by some random kid that he didn't know who was larger than him.
Yeah,
Listen,
saying the same thing. Imagine the same thing. You know what? He got hit by like these small bullets. You know, these small little bullets. It's like, what?
People don't know what it is to live as a black person in this country, but just like you can give the benefit of the doubt to so many police officers when they go out and they shoot some black unarmed person, even though they are trained.
We should give the benefit of the doubt when it's needed. You get what I'm trying to say? But when stats are overwhelming and when stats are overwhelming, it's very hard to give the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Like if there is a drive-by or there is a shooting in Chicago, you're not going to be like, you know what? I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that, you can't do that.
The fact that there was little to no mercy seen or humanity seen.
There was a lot.
When this black boy said that I was scared, or the fact that
First of all, he never said he was scared. That black boy never said he was scared. What he said was, touch me and see what happens, and then started calling them pussies and shit. That doesn't seem, if I've ever been scared, I'm not calling people out their names. I'm not talking crazy. I'm like scared. Please don't hurt me. That's being scared. So she's actively lying, and this is a politician.
What a racist piece of garbage.
He is racist.
With such a small object, all I know is that it wasn't considered unlawful carrying of a weapon because the blade was not long enough.
What does that mean?
They wouldn't even say, well, maybe this was more so something that looked like manslaughter.
Wow, and I mean this. She is dumber than a child.
She's dumb.
Now she really thinks. Imagine if she was your attorney.
Yeah.
The tool, bring it up again, the knife. But even though it was small, I don't care about the physical size of the tool. Like Nick said, is he dead? Like a poison dart frog? Okay, poison frog. It's incredible. There you go. Look.
Yeah.
Look right there. Look how tiny. Hey, it's so small. If you happen to
Let me read some. Guns can't stop me because bullets are small. That's funny. What's nuts is that that in my house, when a person is of Mexican descent or is murdered or is on a crime spree, gets arrested, we thank God. See, like that's the difference. There are people out there that are not going to choose their skin color over morality and truth. They're not going to be so tribal that they're going to say, you know what? I can't be honest because he's black. I can't be honest because he's white. That's insane. And that's like some of the jurors on the Karmelo Anthony trial. There were black jurors that were like, even if he's guilty, I couldn't send a black man to prison. So they were kicked off. They were kicked off the jury. They weren't allowed to be jurors. So yeah, shout out to Danny because one more time he says, "What's nuts that in my house, when a person is of Mexican descent, which Danny is, and that has murdered or is on a crime spree and gets arrested, we thank God because it makes our community much safer." That's an honest person that's not going to put their tribe above the truth, their tribe above morality. And that's a major issue right now in the black community. Major issue. Because I see it from the outside looking in. I just see it. I see moral black men trying to stand up against their own community, and they get called coons, Uncle Toms, tap dancers, all the worst things when all they're doing is saying, hey, there's a problem here. And they're like, hey, you can't do that. You're going against your own community. You're not even black. That's what they tell them. It's insane.
To ingest or absorb its toxins, however, it's neurotoxin, you will be dead immediately.
That is true about the knife. It's not the size of the boat. It's the motion in the ocean. That's true. It doesn't matter about the size of the knife, but if you use it to stab somebody in the heart and they die, it's not really about the size of the knife anymore.
Don't lick it. Even though it's small, don't lick the frog. Use it for an arrow tip if you have to. Play soccer with some guy's head in a pyramid. But
guys, we've been going on for a little bit now. I think we've been going on for about an hour. Do me a favor. Make sure to take a second. If you haven't liked it, if you haven't liked this, please like it on whatever platform. That's all I'm really asking. Jump me up in the algorithm. Take a second and just hit that like. Just hit that like for me. And then if you want to, throw a couple of comments, share it. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed as well. And the notification bell is on so you know when I'm going live.
That come with a bottle of foundation?
I don't know, but when I was a kid, I was terrified of poison.
I've never heard of that little.
Yeah, there are tons of different poison frogs. This is
Where
what,
are
the
they?
golden?
The golden dart frog.
Because there are a lot of them that are poisonous.
They're not at the Renaissance Hotel, are they?
Well, see, when I was a kid, we were told there were going to be so I was terrified. I was looking everywhere.
Let me read what Joe says. Let me read it first before he said exactly. She's dumber than a child. So why is child labor wrong? We can have more qualified child attorneys. Maybe that's why they're small and they can't. Yeah, you're goofy.
For poison dart frogs, like quicksand. You guys remember that? We were afraid to look for quicksand. Japanese killer hornets was one thing.
Amazing.
Which, by the way, but that was a real thing. The
Crips and Bloods.
The Japanese killer. They became
Like
states.
I said,
so
I'm
that's a
reading
real
most
thing,
of the
Japanese
comments.
killer
I'm
hornets.
reading them all.
Still be
So
a thing.
But
they kill a lot of people. Some say Asian killer hornets, like in the Yunnan province, they paralyze
terrifying.
thousands.
that's in China, though, right?
It is.
Well, they need that.
For the Japanese sense.
Being with the
If you
whore.
ingest it,
has
I
to-
thought it can be absorbed through the skin. Right. Well, no, they're not afraid. Just to be clear,
Just the
they are
opposite.
far more violent with police officers. Black. Let me go back to Crockett.
What's worse, Crockett or that frog? I'd rather kiss that frog.
Yeah, me too.
Listen to that talk for 5 minutes.
me too.
That's only 2 grains. It's not 3
That's
ounces.
right.
Jasmine
That's
Crockett
right.
At least
is
the
the
frog, I know
worst.
there's an end to it.
It's true.
The real crime, which she talks about black people being afraid. Well, no, they're
The fact that Jasmine Crockett is a politician just shows the cultural decay of our country.
they're not afraid. Just to be clear,
Just the
they are
opposite.
far more violent with police officers. Black Americans are far more likely to shoot or harm an officer than the other way around. Black Americans commit half of all murders in this country, despite being 12% of the population. You know,
And again, Black Americans commit over 50% of that's. Listen, Black Americans commit over 50% of all violent crimes and homicides in our country. He's going to say it's only 12%. That's actually not true. Let's get deeper with this, right? let's just make let's just go find out the age of the people that are killing people. That's like 14 to like 40, right? That's the main. That's not 12%. That's like 3%. So actually 3% of our population is committing 50% of the crimes, which if you can't see that being a problem, then you are absolutely retarded.
You guys are retarded. That white people are 12 times as likely to be killed by blacks than the other way around. But it doesn't matter because...
Facts. When your mom... Exactly. If your mom was raised in the... Yes, I agree. Your mom is not racist. She's traumatized. She has pattern recognition. She understands her longer age on this world. She's had... And not only that, they're telling us not to believe our own lying eyes. Not to trust our shared experience. Come on, man.
She's the gift that keeps on stealing. There's more.
Some people might say, why are you even bringing a knife like that to a track meet?
Yeah, people may say that, but walk a day in my shoes and then
walk a day in my shoes. Why would you bring a knife to a track meet? Walk a day in my shoes. You don't need a knife going to a track meet. There's no reason for it. If he didn't have that knife, if he didn't bring that knife, one kid would still be alive and the other one wouldn't be rotting in prison.
and respond. Because we as black folks say, why is
Upper
it
middle
that
class?
people need long arm guns when we are going out and having a First Amendment protest? But people say that's their right. They are allowed to do that. And again,
Why do we need long arm guns? What?
wasn't against the law for him to have it. It may have been prohibited by school rules, which he wasn't at his school at the time, but it definitely was not against the law.
So you think race played a role in the
She's wrong there too.
Oh my God. I know Collin County. So absolutely. Collin County is right north of Dallas County. And I can tell you that I have had cases that I felt like played out differently because of the counties that they were in. And unfortunately, that was not the county for a black boy.
So look, the only things that the only claims she makes that can be verified are verifiably stupid.
Yeah.
Right? So just he only stabbed him once. Doesn't matter. Is he dead? Such a small tool. It doesn't matter. So now,
I know you caught that too, Cannonball. She's talking about guns and she starts bringing up the First Amendment. That's a politician. That's one of the. She's a politician. She's talking about guns and she starts bringing up. What are we talking about here? The First Amendment. That's not. That's the Second Amendment. That's the Second Amendment.
You guys are retarded. Now we go on to the other claims. Well, because I know Collin County. And let's do ad lib. Yes, and tell me, so I feel like some cases, they be cases that go another way when I think they should go this way, you know. No, I don't know. Explain
I like when he does the Jasmine Crockett voice. That's the shit.
it to me. Give me some data. Give me something I can use. They love to live in the world where they can never be held accountable for their shit.
Oh, he did a great barbershop interview that I might cover too. I might cover his barbershop interview. It's really interesting.
Conservatives at least do that. That's why there's so many spats on the right, because at least you're providing something that is a foundation. You're providing something that's a backboard. You can have a foil. You can say, well, no, that's wrong. Here's some data that provides some context. They don't even start off with anything that can be verified. It's all feelings. And the only claims made are false. Of course, you can have guns or knives at public protests. You can't have them at school events. Anyone who has a concealed carry permit knows that you have the right to carry, and there are certain spaces where you cannot, namely schools, government buildings, courthouses. But the primary law, I know this is remedial for some of you, but I just really hope if you leave with nothing else today, we can get into the laws of carrying, we can get into the laws of the size of the blade. The primary law violated is even if you are in a space where you are allowed to carry a knife, and there are plenty of those places. I often carry a knife, an actual multi-tool. There's a gray area. I'll tell you where.
Bro, how crazy would it be if someone got this topic on Modern Day Debate? What exact topic? Let me know what you think about, let me know what the prompt would be. What would the prompt be on for this debate?
You're not allowed to use said knives in any circumstance to commit murder. Which brings us to Reddit retards. Yeah, and this comes from the Reddit the subreddit Black Men.
Oh, boy.
So
I'm sure it'll be very reasonable.
yeah, here's a back and forth over the hypocrisy of America. Uncle Nathan Copeland wrote, "Not shocked. I just find it funny how America is so pro-Second Amendment, but a black kid carrying a pocket knife is where they draw the line." No, the murder is.
It's where he put the knife.
Yeah.
Very retarded.
Then the forum moderator, or at least that's the screen name, wrote, "White people's golden rule is rules for thee and not for me. Y'all can murder, but I can't."
No, actually, the golden rule is say thank you when someone opens a door for you.
All right, Josh.
That is the golden rule.
We can tell you're still fired up over the gas station guy. But we're not going to do that today. You can get out of here.
No.
What do you mean no?
I'm not leaving. I can be wherever I want to be.
Actually, you can't. See, it's my show. Look at whose name is on
I don't give a darn about that. I'm not leaving.
What are you going to do, Josh? What are you going to stab me?
Yeah, that's right. And I'm a white boy too, so they won't do nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't think that's-
Hey, I didn't do nothing, Jared. Hey, walk a day in my shoes.
Kids.
They can have a point without being right. Here's the next Reddit retard post. These people actually, check the references. They actually believe this. They live life this way. This comes from Black Magician. He's going to make his child support disappear. Legally in Texas, with stand your ground laws, fair is fair. He was engaged with and defended himself. As always, with conservatism, they want the law to protect them, but not bind them, and the law to bind others, but not protect them. They really love sound bites, the Black Americans.
They do.
Like, rules for me, not fair is fair. It is as it does. What? What are you? You're still stupid. Morally, I could see him being convicted of manslaughter, but if you want to operate by cowboy law, that cowboy law should apply to everyone.
What?
They're stuck in 1950.
But time and time again, we see these laws do not apply to black folks.
But I'm retarded.
Yes.
Get out of my country.
It's not because you're black, it's because you're stupid.
Yeah,
so
that's
please
it.
don't try
go
to
hand
speak
in
on
hand.
behalf of black people. Because, and other black people, do me a favor, tell people like this when they talk, tell them that they're stupid.
Yes.
And put some daylight between yourself and them. So we know that there's going to be, you know where there needs to be actually a violent civil unrest in the black community.
They
from
do.
Yeah.
Good
I
black
agree with that. I agree what he's saying right now. I think that's one of the main thing to happen. I can do these live streams all day. I can go out with microphones. There's nothing I'm going to actually do to change the black community. The only thing that can change the black community is the black community. So black men need to stand up against this, and they need to separate themselves, and they need to actually go to war with this side. Yeah, I agree.
Black Americans, families, fathers, mothers, community builders who don't want these folks around them.
Yeah, but where are you
guys
going
need
to find those three people?
I didn't do nothing on a shirt. That's good. Let me hear this. That was a good joke.
Black community from good black Americans, families, fathers, mothers, community builders who don't want these folks around them.
Yeah, but where are you
guys
going to
need
find those three people?
You have, of course, stand your ground. You have the right to be somewhere. You don't have the right to provoke an attack, and it needs to be a proportional response. And stand your ground means that if you are actually being attacked and under threat and your life is danger, that you don't have a duty to run away. You are allowed to use proportional force. Just to be clear. No one would say that stabbing someone who has asked you to leave while you are trespassing and perhaps gently nudges you out of the area in which you've committed said crime, no one would say, yeah, stand your ground. You can stab him in the heart. But many people here believe that.
Who multiple witnesses also said, I'm not interested in fighting you at a track meet.
Right. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, that's what they say. Sure. Do you have proof to the opposite? That's what they say. I guess you take what they say. Well, what do you say? I don't know what I say. What'd you say? What?
What?
What's even scarier to me is that we live in a world where that stupid bitch Crockett, is that her name?
Yeah.
She can actually, she went to law school. Somebody accepted her. She went through law school.
crazy.
And now she's a representative in D.C.
Yeah.
That's the country we live in.
Right.
And then she has the balls to call this racist.
Right.
Like, again, I think that's cultural decay. The fact that she's a politician is insane. Like, not only below par IQ, but lukewarm at best. Yeah, the code switching of going out of the way to talk like you are like a black rapper to pander for votes is crazy to me.
She'd be a fucking janitor anywhere
She
else
should-
on the
exactly.
planet,
Yeah.
in any
Exactly.
country.
Yeah.
She should
She's
be.
ignorant as the day is long. I would love to see her grades and who she blew to get where she did.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's actually a very
Facts.
good point. I mean,
Facts,
imagine if
facts,
she was
facts.
your defense attorney. Imagine she was like, yes, Mr. DePaulo did commit the murder. Yes, did stab him in the heart. But did you see? It's just the knife is so small. It's cute. It goes with my shoes.
It doesn't even matter. By the way, she also said he didn't have there was no leniency or anything like that. She says there's a reason it goes from 5 to 99. And I'm like, yes, you just named a range. Where is 35 on that range?
That's right.
Now tell me where 17 and a half is on that range, because that's how long he has to serve before he's eligible for parole.
And
is that 99?
Yeah.
No, it's closer to the bottom, which means they did give some leniency, and some people aren't happy about that.
It doesn't matter to the Reddit retards. By the way, she is a Reddit retard personified.
She
to be
just is a
clear.
walking.
Hey,
She's
do
a
you guys
walking
really,
Reddit retard.
do you guys really believe he's going to even do 17 and a half?
He has to.
I hope he
No,
does.
he
That's Texas law. He has to serve at least.
He will
half.
do. He will
Once
do
it
that.
quiets down, there'll be some appeal process.
He's already appealed. He literally appealed.
I
yesterday.
think I would.
Well, there'll be
I
another
understand
one.
what you're saying. In Texas, I think it's a little different. I think he's going to do 17 years. I hope he does
Well,
full
in
35.
Texas, they should have hanged him.
In Texas, I would have done the death penalty. Absolutely.
You should have got the
And if
death
that was
penalty.
my brother dying in my arms, that kid wouldn't have got out of it.
No, of course not.
That's the
Of
difference.
course not.
No way.
And guess what would have happened? There would have been riots for the death of Karmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was shooting for.
Let's go to this next Reddit retard, which I can't tell the difference between them and Crockett herself.
That's true.
And it says it's forum mod. Is this the actual moderator of the threads? Because remember the
screen name.
Okay.
It's hard to say.
They're a wannabe moderator.
Sigh, disheartening but not surprising, as always. An Asian man with a history of violence can literally chase a black child the length of a football field to shoot him in the back and then claim self-defense. A black boy getting jumped by two big white dudes
Never
isn't
happened.
allowed to protect himself from harm.
Never
Now,
happened.
if you were to hear all that and believe it, you'd go, well, that doesn't seem fair, until you go, oh, wait a second. None of it is true. These
of
people don't care. He wrote, black people can't do anything in this country. Hey,
You got
hold
that
on. How
right.
much did you pay in taxes last year? How much did you collect in benefits? Shut the f*** up.
Can't even stab someone in peace.
This is why I'm so goddamn adamant about no one ever comparing themselves or their struggle to ours. Oh, well, that's the thing. You don't want comparisons, because when there are comparisons, your complaints come up wanting. Do you understand that? Yeah, certainly if you look at the struggle of Karmelo Anthony. But that doesn't matter. Crockett goes, they will never know what it's like to be a black woman. Oh, that's why you don't want the struggle compared, because losing a son, burying your child, I can't imagine much worse. Perhaps abduction. To me, that's probably worst fear. Abduction of a child because you don't get any closure. But death of a child, would anyone argue that that would be amongst the top? You know what would not be amongst
So
the top?
sad.
Being an upper middle class black American.
Yeah.
But you won't know the pain of being a mother who buried her child compared to my pain as a black man. Put that Coca-Cola on Snap. You won't know the pain. Shut up. Shut up. This is why the fatigue is there. Not all black people, but these people writing this. We don't want to ever see our struggle compared. Sure, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want the Supreme Court case to be public regarding discrimination against Asians at Harvard and Brown, because people wanted you to be able to get in your folks, black people, to get in with lower SAT scores and GPS. I wouldn't want the comparison, because a comparison, if accurate, which is why we do that a lot in this show, it's one of the most valuable tools you have, contrast, it reveals truth, because information doesn't exist in a vacuum. The more context you provide, a clearer picture of the truth you get. So let's just...
Damn, dude, I'm really having a hard time with the topic. It's got to be impactful enough and really make the debater to have to think eternally. Best topic I can think of. Should Karmelo's parents be arrested too? That's a great one too. Should Karmelo Anthony's parents be arrested too? Also knowing that the kids that commit school shootings, their parents have been arrested for this. Their parents have been arrested for what crimes their kids have committed. And you can expand on this. Should the kids that committed that do the teen takeovers, that involve themselves in the teen takeovers and all the violence, if they get arrested, should the parents be held accountable? I think that Karmelo Anthony's parents should be held accountable, especially if you watch these interviews and realistically kind of track the logic on how Karmelo Anthony was raised. to have this anti-white rhetoric, and that's why I believe that this happened.
Start really small. Black person going, I'm discriminated against. If that's all you hear, you go, oh, that's all I have to take.
Oh yeah, Carmelo's.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Expand.
Karmelo. Okay, should Carmelo Anthony's parents be arrested because of what Karmelo Anthony did? Yeah, that's debatable. But Karmelo Anthony's parents should definitely be arrested for fraud. They definitely should. How many people they defrauded $700,000 for a defense fund for Karmelo Anthony when they bought new houses, new cars, and then they tried to get a public attorney because they couldn't afford an actual. After all the money was said and done, after money was gone, they couldn't even afford an attorney. Interesting, huh?
I'm discriminated against because I was asked to.
Am I talking about the basketball player? No, I'm not talking about the basketball player. That's hilarious. No, I'm not. We don't talk about sports on this page. No, the Karmelo Anthony situation. If you don't know, it's a really hot topic right now, my guy.
Leave this store. Okay. Can I get a why? I was discriminated against because I was asked to leave this store because I yelled and I turned over a shelf. Oh, okay, now we're starting to understand. I have been discriminated against my whole life in comparison, but don't make the comparison to, oh, you're a serial felon who's been discriminated against by put in prison compared to, let's say, an Asian who came to this country and you robbed his store multiple times and he's fed up of your shit. Is that what you're talking about? Do you want more rooftop Koreans? Because this is how you get rooftop Koreans. Here is the video.
It's an awesome. He's just making he's just doing an impression. I like the impression. What did Karmelo Anthony do? Karmelo Anthony stabbed a kid in the heart. He stabbed a kid in the heart. And then he got tried and he got found guilty of murder. And now he's doing 35 years in prison.
That the user's whining about. I will tell you, it's confusing.
But this exact podcast, what we're really talking about is the kind of fallout from that. Right now there's a lot of white people being attacked because of the verdict. There's a lot of anti-white rhetoric happening, and I'm going to be playing videos of people justifying these kind of actions. You know,
a lot of decisions were made that probably weren't ideal on everyone's part, but there's a reason that the Asian shopkeeper was granted the self-defense claim. Here's what happened. This kid is in the store, looks like he's stealing. To be clear, turns out he was not stealing, but he was asked to reveal what was in his pockets. Instead of doing that, you'll see cops and attitude and sprints. Keep in mind, the shopkeeper has been held at gunpoint many times. Please show me what's in your pockets. I don't got no water in my pockets. Shaking them, not showing. Leaves. So they believe he has stolen merchandise. He refused to. Sprints! Now, here's what we don't have on camera, and here's why Chow was acquitted after the jury found he acted in self-defense.
Thank you. Okay.
Kid pulled a gun on him.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Gone Ape Entertainment. YouTube sent you here. Well, thank you, because this is a new platform. We're starting very fresh. So you're here at ground zero. So if you could, man, hit a like, hit a subscribe, and thank you so much, man, for joining us. Right now, we're talking about the fallout from the. No, that's not Karmelo Anthony stealing. That's that happened where an Asian shopkeeper got a self-defense got a self-defense claim because a kid pulled out a gun, and apparently, the shopkeeper shot the kid, and that's been that has the black community in an uprise right now too. They basically destroyed the big guy's business after this as well. So shopkeeper who killed a 14-year-old he wrongly accused of theft is found not guilty. So Mr. Chow 61 shot this kid after chasing the teenager after he believed he stolen water. So also said that the kid had pointed a gun at his son, so he acted to defend him.
Yep. When they chased him. Here's why I believe it's true. People are like, oh, you don't know there was a gun on the boy.
The kid did have a gun on
question. So you could believe they planted it before they found the gun and made the defense up afterward. Let me ask you, in what world does an Asian actually beat a young black male in a sprint unless he stops, turns around, and points a gun? He's gone.
That's crazy.
And the jury said self-defense. Also, this is not the first time. He has had 2 previous self-defense shootings of shoplifters. To be clear, you'll go, oh, so this man must have a problem. No, actually, about 15% of all robberies nationwide take place at gas stations or convenience stores. Remember in The Simpsons? It was such a joke. Apu was, oh, sweet taste of lead, how I've missed you.
Yeah.
It's incredibly common. Anyone who's worked at a gas station or a bodega in the wrong, you have been robbed at gunpoint. Asians get tired of it.
Depends on where you're at, though.
This guy, by the way, I read a story, and somebody fact-checked me, but it said that he had called the cops over 1,000 times in the history of owning that store for different things like this happening at his store.
Interesting.
That's
No.
insane.
It turns out that they don't have any proof of him stealing. They only had proof of him like pulling out a gun or having a gun on him. So that's the reason why he got off on the self-defense claim.
Drain, if that's the case, you put it in context.
Yeah, I believe the number was, I thought it was thousands, but I'm just going to go with 1,000, over 1,000.
Yeah,
my ex-girlfriend.
Hey, show your pot. You didn't see. I go. Oh no. I'd go. I didn't see her. What do you want to see?
Out,
Pockets. There you go. That's it. That's the easiest way to deal with it.
And don't pull a gun on somebody chasing you down. Even if they chase you down because they thought you stole water, they catch you. They realize you didn't steal water. You can get pissed off at them all you want and go home alive. But you pull a gun on somebody, that's taking your own life in your hands right there at that point.
It's their values.
Yeah, I had a guy who thought I was stealing straws or something like at Subway.
Yeah.
Because I was by the drink fountain, and I was looking, they had the missing children stuff, and I thought I recognized one, so I was looking, and he goes, hey, you're around the corner. He was like, first off, I know you're getting free refills, because in Canada, they don't, you guys can, in Canada, sound off, you're not allowed to get refills. He's like, I know you're stealing the court case. The challenge is because Asians were discriminated against at you. It's a fountain.
All points bold, and he's caffeined up
Let's
and
see what else
dangerous.
I got. I'm gonna keep it going.
Where people, like, it wasn't a thing. It was like, okay, you know what, we moved past it quite a bit. Like our biggest athletes, our biggest stars, right? People, white.
What else we got going tonight, guys? I got some other cool stuff. Let's see. Cardi B has a meltdown. Oh, the knife has been revealed. Let's go with.
My son didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself.
It took less than 3 hours
You
for
too,
a
bro.
jury
You too,
to
bro.
reject 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony's claims.
I don't
of
know about that one
self-defense
either.
in the
I don't know about
stabbing
that
death
one.
of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Prosecutors.
Yeah, I'm not. That one's not. I'm not really. That one's not really. Doesn't stand out to me, just because it's totally a different thing. It's totally a different thing. You know what I mean? There's not an overwhelming sense of like it's not culturally relevant to me. To be honest, it's just not. I think that the thing that we're talking about today is anti-white rhetoric motivating a lot of these crimes. You know.
Argued Anthony intentionally killed Metcalf after being taunted and shoved by Metcalf and his teammates at a high school track meet.
Take us inside that courtroom. What stuck out to you?
What stuck out to me, number one, was the all-white jury. But
And that's a lie too. This wasn't an all-white jury. There were Middle Eastern people on the jurors. There was other races on the jurors. And the reason why there wasn't any black jurors is simply because a few of them told the truth and were disqualified. They said, "Hey, even if he is guilty, I can't send a brother to prison. I can't." They actually said, "I can't see myself sending a brother to prison," so they were disqualified. So again,
I was trying to be, like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the truth is on our side.
At the sentencing hearing, the defense called only one witness on Anthony's behalf, his mother, Kayla Hayes.
What did you tell the jury?
To have mercy on my son.
What do you say to his grieving family?
hold on. Did your son have mercy on Austin Metcalf?
It's unfortunate to where nobody wins. We've all been hurt by this. Everybody.
That poor boy is fixing to experience a life that I would not wish upon anyone.
I agree, Gone Ape.
Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, called Anthony's sentencing bittersweet.
What it boils down to for me is this.
Sorry, guys. I'm activating my channels real quick
Austin
for some reason.
will never walk through that door again and never give me a hug.
The case drew national attention, prompting protests in support of both teens. and both families involved say they've received threats.
This morning, I've had multiple emails, texts, threatening me, calling me all sorts of names.
During our interview, the Anthonys made a point to call back one man they say continues to dox them.
Why are you calling me, man?
To make fun of you.
Both families urge supporters to tame their emotions.
I forgave him. But people need to understand about forgiveness. Forgiveness was not for him. Forgiveness was for me, so I don't carry the rage, the hate, and that around. It will eat me up like cancer.
At the end of the day, there's nothing we can say or do for people to accept us.
For CBS Mornings.
No, I think that realistically, if you would have admitted what your kid did and not made you guys the victim in this, I think that it would have been a totally different outcome on, you know, the public opinion about Karmelo Anthony's parents.
9/11 for black people. It was honestly heartbreaking stuff. Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder for the killing of Austin Metcalf. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the story is pretty simple. This black dude walked up to a white dude, stabbed him in the heart, murdered him, and then he admitted that he murdered him, and then he went to court, and he went to jail. The black community decided, yo, we're going to come together, we're going to raise like over $500,000.
And yo, this guy's called Nux Taku, Nuxtaku. This is a hilarious channel.
For this poor baby. He's a victim of being a barbarian, I guess. And he decided to murder a guy, and now he's a poor baby. And the reality is that the riots that are happening now because of his supporters are honestly heartbreaking for the black community more than anyone else. All right, nothing will radicalize you and make you a racist.
It's true.
Like watching black people and black leaders and like these black
read some comments real quick. Blue Jew News, that's awesome. Yeah, man. As a parent, I sure would have had my kids back the whole time. That's interesting. As a parent, if you knew that your kid did this, what would you have done? Well, if as a parent, if you were Karmelo Anthony's parent, would your kid be the victim, or would you have been honest and been like, you know, my kid committed a crime and he deserves what he's going to get?
Talk about how this guy should not be in jail. A murderer. All right, let's understand. Breaking. Karmelo Anthony found guilty in Austin Metcalf murder trial. All right, I went through the trial in the past. We don't need to relitigate everything. The defense tried a whole lot of claims.
Yeah, that's good. He said, yeah, I would say I'd defend my kid until someone showed me the video.
They were all really stupid and bad, you know, like really pathetic and lame. All right, you know, I'll show you Asmongold's reaction to it. It's pretty good.
After his defense, Karmelo Anthony suffers major blow and...
See, that's the difference. I wouldn't, to be honest, if it was my kid, I wouldn't even pick my kid over morality. I just wouldn't. I would say, hey, I'd sit him down. I'd say, hey, you did something that you know you shouldn't have done. You weren't raised this way, and I love you, but I'm calling the cops, and I'm going to if it comes out that you truthfully did this, yeah, you're going. I'm going to support I'm going to support the end result.
Court after his defense attorney Mike Howard attempted to argue that Austin Metcalf was responsible for his own stabbing.
That's right. Maybe the white guy took the black guy's knife and stabbed himself in the heart, and then the black guy admitted it, and all the witnesses, their eyes just...
I get it. I understand, and I'm being honest too. I couldn't do it because I'd already as a parent feel bad that, like, hey, wait, this might be a result of how I raise this kid. You know what I mean? Like, Karmelo Anthony's parents are directly culpable for how Karmelo Anthony reacted to this, being pro-black activists that probably have a lot of anti-white rhetoric. And I mean, think about how that can fuel the fire over time. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't sleep at night.
Weren't working.
Has essentially impaled himself, prompting an audible gasp.
Oh, if they got railroaded, oh, that's different. If my kid didn't commit the crime or something like that, oh, most definitely. I fully understand.
That's from the jurors in the courtroom. Well, you're a lawyer for a certain case. Things aren't looking good.
That was one of the case defense that Austin stabbed himself with a knife.
And at a certain point, you've just got to go and take the half-court shot.
Context. More than 10 of these students and teammates testified that Austin Metcalf repeatedly asked Anthony to leave. Several recalled
15 times. He asked Karmelo Anthony to leave over 15 times. And Karmelo Anthony responded by touch me and see what happens, and then called him expletives. Started calling him the pussy, this and that, and obviously he wasn't too scared. You know what I mean?
Anthony responding, touch me and find out. Metcalf tried to avoid a fight, telling Anthony, quote, dude, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet.
That's even what Austin Metcalf said. Dude, I don't even want, dude, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet. Does that sound like, that sounds like a bully, right? That sounds like something a bully would say.
Anthony pulled out a 5-inch folding knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf in the chest. The witness replied.
Let me hear what, I'm going to read this. Let's see. If my son was Rittenhouse, we would have disappeared. Now, yeah, I agree. But that's yeah, I agree with that. But again, that came out the right way in court. Same way I would sit my kids down if they did something terrible like that and be like, guys, I did something bad and I'm going to go away for a long time. Yeah, same way. Same exact way, bro. Sit them down. Sorry.
Replied, I see the hole in his chest and blood. He starts screaming for help.
A swift verdict reached in Karmelo Anthony murder trial. Police are all around the building and Anthony supporters are going crazy. Karmelo is innocent.
Bro, this
It's like saying I have all this money, but I didn't rob that bank. It's crazy.
is such a bad look for the black community. I'm not gonna lie. Shit like this would make bro, shit like this would radicalize the fuck out of me. Like, I don't know how you could see this and not be racist. It's so bad, dude. You see, my opinion actually is very different than theirs. They're like free Karmelo, whatever. I actually don't think Karmelo should get life in prison. I think he should be publicly executed, and I really don't have any qualms with saying that. I think a public beheading would be pretty appropriate.
I mean, listen, it would set a precedent, right? It would set a precedent.
Like, I see people.
And my belief system is I believe that we have the right. I believe you. Hey, if you want to raise your kids to hate white people, that's fine. But what you need to tell them also too is if you do something to a white person because of these feelings, you're going to prison for it. So you have the right to feel however you want to. But one thing is, just because you feel a certain way does not give you the right to kill another person.
Saying hanging, and I look, man, lynching has some history with these folks. So I think a nice.
I agree, Gorilla Ape or Gone Ape Entertainment. I believe get your kids out of those schools if you can. If you can get your kids out of public schools, do it, because at this point, sending your kids to public schools is like knowingly, and like if you have another option, it's basically child abuse at this point. Now, if you don't have another option, hey, I get it, but yeah, public schools, very unsafe.
A nice public beheading would be pretty awesome. This is not coming from a racial place. I actually think that murderers should get the death penalty. And if you murder somebody, especially.
And if this was the other way around and Austin Metcalf did this, I wouldn't sit here and defend Austin Metcalf simply because he's white. I'd say put him under the jail or publicly execute him as well. You know?
In the first degree, you immediately should get the death penalty. And I don't think we should wait in jails for 30 years until the shit gets figured out. I think the moment the judges hammer, wax, fucking gavel on his desk, and he says guilty, they should take him outside behind the courthouse, fire up the fucking live stream on X, and execute him. We do this for like a good year or two, and we'd be living in paradise.
It's true.
It says in the Bible, someone who takes a life should have his life taken in return. It is moral, it is biblical, and honestly, it's just objectively good for society. This filth does not need to live, and my tax dollars do not need to pay for his prison food. Bro should just get executed. It would be.
I agree that Karmelo chose Gone Ape. I agree. Karmelo chose evil that day. Everything else is just distractions. I agree.
Great on every level. And anyone that wants to be violent to free Karmelo should get arrested and put into a labor camp and try to work off the public damages and vandalism that they actually do. You see, in my society, everything works so smoothly. Before getting too deep into the chaos, free cat. We are not doing this O.J. Simpson shit again, okay? We are not doing it, all right? No, we're not falling and folding to the public pressure of the freaking blacktivists. Ain't no one doing this ever again, all right? You want equal rights? You get equal lefts. That's how it works.
Whole life are now berating deputies.
Hey, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What the fuck you over?
You should be ashamed of yourself for putting a murderer in jail because he's a black murderer. And black murderers, we fucking love those guys, especially when they kill whites. I mean, that's what I'm hearing from this fucking retard.
And that's really what the feeling is right now. I'm dead serious. Like, there's people on X There are people on these TikTok videos. I've debated people where they're happy with this because it's a revenge killing. It's a form of reparations.
You'd be ashamed.
Let me guess. She's pointing at the black ones.
Every time.
You know,
every
this is
time.
always how it is.
You need to be ashamed.
It's racist as fuck.
And you need to be ashamed. Because that's one of y'all's that was in there.
That's one of y'all's.
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna give a
That's
fuck.
what it's all about. It's all about tribal. Bro, I'm not gonna lie here, and this might sound a little bit racist, but this is the type of shit you hear in Africa. All right, the warlord in Zimbabwe's son was killed by the other clan, so then he gets all fucking mad, and he's like, you kill you. You know what I'm talking about? This is crazy. This is some tribalistic bullshit. All right, let's be real here. Bro, Karmelo Anthony is an American. Austin Metcalf is an American. It's an American murdering an American, and now the murderer needs to go to jail forever. I wish he would get executed. Unfortunately, people aren't as based as I am. But that's what we're looking at. All right? This has nothing to do with race. You are making it about race because you are tribalistic barbarians.
The only thing I don't respect about this guy's channel is I show my face. When I say the same shit, I show my face. It is what it is.
When I say that, I don't mean all black people. I mean the ones that are crashing out about this. The chimp outers. The ones that are chimping out.
Yeah, and that's another black one. See, that's why I say it. See? Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Do you really think letting a knife murderer out is like good for black people? It's not good for anybody. Black Panther.
They don't think that far ahead, sir.
Is attempting to launch a race war. Oh, great.
We gotta tell our kids the truth that this is a racist ass country. This is a racist ass.
Bitch, you are so fucking fat because of the fruits of our nation. Okay,
Exactly.
all right. The reason
Our
why you're
country's
as
so-
fat as
yeah,
you are
exactly.
is because you get so much free shit from our country.
Facts.
All right, leave. Literally, leave. I am so tired of this. Well, we were brought here against our will. Yeah, and now you could leave if you want to. If you don't want to, you have to be American. If you want to leave, you can. No one is stopping you.
Country, we're in a racist ass state. There ain't nothing else to talk about. When there's a white boy been before all black jury, never.
She thinks a white guy was never arrested for murder. This is the level of retard you're dealing with.
Why does the race matter? The race matters because you think that they're going to give him.
The race matters because they hate white people.
Racial preference because he's black. I think that honestly, the fact that this is even a conversation calls into question why do we even have jury trials in the beginning?
I've been saying this I think jury trials are not only are jury trials retarded and illogical because you're basically putting the fate of the future in the hands of a couple of random retards that could possibly be motivated by their own tribalistic instincts to give whatever result they actually want, but it's also not a biblical concept, all right? The idea of a jury is
for war. I guess you must be the tank.
This is a war.
Say his name.
We gotta send her back. We gotta send her back.
And Karmelo.
This should radicalize the fucking shit out of you, by the way. And it gets so much worse, all right? So Karmelo Anthony found guilty by Austin Metcalf murder trial. So stand your ground is for whites only. And the truth is no. Stand your ground is when it's self-defense. Karmelo Anthony walked up to this dude and stabbed him in the heart. It's not self-defense. These people, they do not engage with rational discourse. They are emotional retards that are only looking out for their own tribe. It's insane. Oh, I wish I could hug him. Life. He's getting life in prison. Look at his poor baby. Poor baby. My little baby. Crying and oh, his poor
nuts.
baby. Poor babies. He got to get raped in court, in prison for life. Lifelong rapage happening to this guy. You see, I have a much more humane take, and I think we should just execute him once again. I wish I could hug. He's a murderer. He's literally a murderer. Like, look at who is deified by this community. And all of a sudden, the George Floyd
and that's another thing, too. The black community loves to, like, make martyrs of the worst people ever. You get what I'm saying? George Floyd, a fentanyl-addicted criminal. Free Karmelo. He's just a baby angel. He's a murderer. He's another terrible representative of somebody to stand behind. This is your hero. This is your hero.
That start to make sense, don't they? Say his name, Karmelo.
Say his name.
Hold on, you said it's a bluff. Explain what you mean. If this went kinetic, they would all hide. Let's see. They actually don't want a race war. They just want to make noise and profit off it. I agree. I agree with that. I think that they do because they don't think about it. I think they do, but without it being overly thought about. You know what I'm saying? If they did think about it all the way, they wouldn't want one because that would be crazy.
This is a murderer. A murderer who murdered a guy unprovoked. Understand what they're fighting for, all right? And understand that they would do it to you. And they all do this, dude.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
Not stab people in the heart. That's all. That's all. That's all. Just follow the law and don't stab people.
Not stab an
There
innocent
you
guy
go.
in the heart would be a good start. It would be a good start if you just didn't
Yeah.
murder people.
Yeah.
This
that's
boy.
it.
What? I'm lost for it. I don't know what to do. I got
Not murder people. Maybe marry a man and make sure that he stays with you and doesn't go to jail.
5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more.
Teach them not to murder people.
You can't walk away no more.
What does that even mean?
You can't walk away, no, Mo. Well, if he would have walked away, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Impeach Trayvon Martin. Let me ask you this right now. I hear.
What do you even do? What do I tell my boys? Tell them not to murder people. This is insane. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. You know, nation shocked as jury rules. You cannot stab someone in the heart for no reason at all. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. They just... Fuck, dude. Wow. Just freaking wow. Disgusting. This is not justice. This is trying to make an example. This is from Cardi B. This is from
Cardi
Cardi
B. We're going to go over Cardi
bro.
B's
Oh
response.
my fucking God. Right. This is what, and the celebrity endorsement really matters, right? Disgusting. It's not justice. Make an example. They're literally putting a murderer in jail. I love how the entire community, the EBT tribes, the ghetto community is just sitting there being like, no, actually, he's just a murderer.
I agree.
Like, why shouldn't we let him go? It is absolute insanity watching this. Cardi B, famous rapper, celebrity.
Like, for real. They think that we should just allow ourselves to get stabbed. Like, you know what? Allow people to just stab him. Why? Because he's black.
Lady. It's disgusting. It's not justice. He murdered somebody. What are we even talking about? Lord, cover this baby. He didn't deserve this. You're right. He deserved an execution. People need to understand that Karmelo Anthony and his family didn't have the resources to retain a legitimate and strong defense team. Oh, really? Karmelo...
They raised over $612,000.
Anthony's family raised over $612,000 via...
Which was primarily intended to fund his legal defense. Yet, they couldn't afford a legal defense. Where did that money go?
A Give, Send, Go crowdfunding campaign, which was primarily intended to fund his legal defense. They ended up wasting that shit on cars and houses and shit,
Yep.
but he had the money. This is a lot. Look at the cope. Look at the fucking cope. The Karmelo Anthony verdict shows the justice system has reverted back to Jim Crow era. Yeah, you just can't stab people in the heart anymore. It's no longer about evidence. He murdered somebody. It's no longer about right or wrong. He murdered somebody for no reason. It is about keeping the racial score through persecution and imprisonment of black people. Bro, we need to be prosecuting and imprisoning more black people, I think. Like, what am I even supposed to say? If you kill someone, you should actually just die. Yeah. It's no surprise that an all-white jury would find a 19-year-old kid who was bullied and harassed by 2 6'1" bullies guilty of murder while he was minding his business.
They literally keep on saying that he was being bullied, but they could not, none of the witnesses, nobody ever, there's no proof of this.
Murdered someone. He went into someone else's tent. The guy asked him to move, and he stabbed him in the heart. What are we even talking about? This is insane. We have seen this story before. We need Uncle Ruckus immediately. We need Reverend Father Uncle Ruckus on this immediately. A young black man is put on trial, and somehow the burden shifts from what happened to him to why he would not have defended himself. He murdered someone for no reason. The facts become secondary. The optics become everything. The outcome feels predetermined long as the verdict is read. People will tell you not to make it about race, but race has always been part of the story in America. You should leave. Now, this our country now. You're going extinct. LOL. I love how it just immediately, yeah, we're actually killing white people and we just like it. Maybe
You get what I'm
always from
saying?
the moment we came out against our will. So leave. So leave. And that's the response. Well, here's the thought. If you came here against the will, go back from whence you came. Now, this our country now. You're going extinct. LOL. I love how it just immediately, yeah, we're actually killing white.
You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what this is at the core of this. If you put people on, like, a polygraph test, you would learn a lot.
White people and we just like it. Maybe the reason why they're really mad that Karmelo Anthony went to jail is because they don't like the idea that they can't just murder a white guy. You know, I'm starting to really feel that way. I'm starting to really feel like maybe they're just mad that they can't just murder white people and get away with it. That's crazy. 35 years on your first offense is over sentencing. True, they should have just executed him. Yeah, there has to be a retrial. This is blatant injustice. He
On your
murdered someone.
first 35 years in your first offense, like, you should your first offense on murder.
He murdered someone. This is insane. Bro, you think that people should get one freebie for murder?
That's basically what it's insinuating, that you should get a freebie for murder.
Talking about? This fucking ape, Karmelo Anthony, should never, ever see the light of day again. Ever. First degree murder? How did the prosecutors press
It is on video.
First degree? That's planned and orchestrated. What the fuck? I'm so fucking sick of this.
And that's the difference. Even if this was on HD video from multiple angles, it would not matter. It would not matter at all. It wouldn't change how they think about it at all, because they'd have to still choose the truth or my race.
Country. You know, I'm really actually glad she's bringing this up, because I can tell you how it's first degree. Karmelo Anthony said to the guy, to Austin Metcalf, touch me and see what happens. Then he was touched and he stabbed him in the heart. Touch me and see what happens means he planned to murder him.
Yep, premeditated.
And he murdered him. Yes, actually, it was a very open and shut, closed case of first degree. All right, and dude, they don't stop. They don't fucking stop.
That on top. Hey, go easy.
Illegal lynching is when you sentence a murderer to prison.
They're saying that now they're saying this is a legal lynching.
I said, as a former prosecutor, this was a legal lynching. They had
former prosecutor. Why
happened?
aren't you a prosecutor
what
anymore?
happened?
in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse. This
Man,
It's a
I wish it
slaughterhouse.
was a slaughterhouse.
courthouse is designed when you would come here and you look like us to slaughter you.
Holy shit! Really? Can we get more of them?
That judge is
This is insane, man. It's absolute insanity watching this. Like, these people cry and cope about it. Like, you are setting the black community back so far by doing this shit. Right?
Embarrassing. I know a lot of black men that are embarrassed by this kind of shit.
This is a murderer. Karmelo Anthony being found guilty is the exact representation of black boys never being afforded the luxury to make a mistake. He murdered somebody. He didn't make a mistake. He murdered someone on purpose, as it clearly is in today's society. They are not afforded the same empathy that many Caucasian males are. What are we even fucking talking about? Community, no, Karmelo Anthony was convicted of murder, not a minor mistake, for the fatal 2025 stabbing of 17-year-old Austin.
Yeah, this was a mistake. No, a mistake would be Karmelo dropped a knife on the ground and Austin Metcalf fell on it. That's different. That would be a mistake. Not touch me and see what happens. Bam, to your chest. That's not a mistake at all.
Metcalf. At a Texas high school track meet, a jury rejected his claim.
Modesty Queen 19, Tamora Sharif Muhammad. It's not a mistake.
Of self-defense after witnesses testified Anthony was the aggressor, actually. You know, Karmelo will get out of prison. That boy ain't getting out the grave. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that absolutely incredible?
You hear that?
This is like, well, it's worth it because...
You hear that? Karmelo will get out of prison, but that boy ain't getting out of the grave.
It's true. It's true. Our guy is going to jail, but your guy's dead. What the fuck is happening?
This is true.
What do you even do with these people? This is absolutely
And remember, we live with them. We live in the same society with them.
incompatible with our civilization. In a just society, a tweet like this would get this person landed in an asylum. Karmelo Anthony's butthole is gonna be a 4-lane driveway, okay? I would not exactly celebrate his fate, but this idea is so fucking sick, it's insane. It's almost like they actually just like the idea of killing white people or something.
And they do, and I'm telling you, they do. I do these debates a lot, and I have a really good way of cornering people to literally just put them in a corner, and the mask slips, and I'm telling you, a lot of them, I've heard them say 400 years, reparations, revenge killings, all of that. They are perfectly fine with it. Because
Wow, couldn't believe that. So this is a community organizer in Dallas. Fuck it. Dig Austin Metcalf up and stab his ass again. 59 likes. Dude, what the fuck? What the actual fuck are we even looking at here? This is absolute savagery. This meme just becomes more and more true every day. Justice for Karmelo, be honest. It was self-defense, be honest. We love when white people are murdered, thank you. And yes!
That's the
honesty. Yeah, what do you mean you'll dig this boy up from his grave and stab him again? What are you even talking about? Austin Meat Corpse is still pushing up daisies. Ha! It's true Karmelo Anthony is getting life in prison, but at least he managed to kill a white. Just understand what we're dealing with here. Right, that baby was sentenced to 35 years. Unfortunately, they should have executed him. And they're all doing this. In fact, now they're calling for the murder of Austin Metcalf's twin brother.
Yeah, I forgot, and the twin brother would have been with him. Fuck what you saying.
They should have both been arrested.
They both should have been dead. The brother, both brothers. Both of them should have been dead. Yeah.
Both of them should have been dead. So here we have an instance of a black guy stabbing an innocent white guy in the heart and murdering him, and goes to jail for murder. And these people, the EBT tribes, are like, actually, he should have killed the brother too.
It's crazy.
What the fuck is happening? The most racist fucking people of all time. You know, these are the anti-racists. These are the guys telling you that you have to be less racist. These are the most racist people on the planet. You just look at this shit. It is insane. Now, this, in my opinion, was the biggest twist. So Jasmine Crockett, a congresswoman in the United States of America, made some of the most unhinged statements in regards to this Karmelo Anthony trial I've ever expected. Because she's not in the ghetto.
Comments real quick. Let me see what my guy said. We just have to be armed and stay frosty. They won't start a race war, but individuals with nothing to lose will just get more dangerous as the country fails or falls. Yeah, I agree. I just think that realistically, we all need to just stay vigilant, call it out, and if we are going to be under the umbrella with people, it should be under the same umbrella as morality and truth. And morality and truth doesn't have a skin color. So,
she is a multimillionaire, rich lady, part of government, and let's hear what she had to say about a murderer that went to jail for murder.
Black women, especially black women who have black male children, live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and agony that I promise you.
You think that's what it is? So do you think black men, black boys? Yo, Raheem, as a black man, do you sit in fear of the white man? Are you afraid of white? Like, if you're generally surrounded in your surroundings, what are you most scared of? White people? No. That's it, man. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying, though? Like, as a black man, you're more... How about this? As a black man, are you more safe in a white neighborhood or a black neighborhood? In a white neighborhood. Ah, interesting. Thank you, Raheem.
The Metcalfs probably never spent a day.
Right.
Their son was murdered.
Yep, that's it.
What are we even talking about? Black people. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm just tired of it. Most problems...
Like, as a black man, you do live in fear of fellow blacks, of other fellow black men that have a high risk of killing you.
That the black community is facing today is the fault of the black community. Take some fucking accountability. Holy fucking shit. We had a black president, for God's sake, all right? Racism, it would be dead if y'all would stop fucking lighting shit on fire.
Hey, what's up? We got some new people. Crazy Hawaiian. Make sure you do me a favor. Thank you for joining me. And if you could, man, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for kicking it with us.
In fact, racism was so dead that the SPLC leftists literally had to fund the KKK to exist.
Living that way. And we're going to have just some real conversations about race.
So we have to have real conversations because the real victims here are black people. Black women live in agony every day. I promise the Metcalfs never lived through it. They murdered their son. Their son was murdered by a savage barbarian. What are we even talking about? It keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. She keeps going.
Awful. Wait a minute. Was it a switch? I don't know what he had.
It was a 5-inch blade.
It seemed like it was a multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army.
Why are they doing this?
Like with the little scissors.
First of all, I don't even know if that's
They're
true.
saying that it was a Swiss Army knife. They're saying it was a little Swiss Army knife. How does this little Swiss Army knife, when you stab it in somebody's heart, kill you? Obviously, that couldn't be true. And why are they trying to downgrade, like, what happened? It's anything but the truth with these people. It's insane. Insanity.
But it's also irrelevant.
And everything and whatever.
And irrelevant. I agree. Completely irrelevant.
It was a 5-inch blade, and it was plunged into an innocent man's heart.
Well, I would argue the size of it alone, you wouldn't even think it's a deadly weapon.
I agree. I think that there are people pushing the racial crap harder and harder. I think that that's true, but I think that people need to be honest and see this. And until people can all be honest that there is a problem, things can't change. They just can't change.
He murdered him. What are
we like when the black community puts up Cardi B to talk to Joe Biden as a representative of the black community? Like, that's an issue. When you watch Zeus Network, which is a black-owned network, and they host shows like Baddies, that's a problem. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, if you're pushing just like an anti any race thing, I think that's problematic. But realistically, if you're basing your points on stats and data, and you have a motivation to help, I think that's all you can really do. Unless you want to bury your head in the sand and say, no, this has nothing to do with race. That's a complete lie.
Even doing here? What are we? MAGA, make America great again, and make Africans go away. No, I'm sorry.
Stupid.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. What the fuck is this? What is this? I don't think it's a deadly weapon. Really?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Gone Ape. It wouldn't matter if it was a screwdriver, if it was a toothpick. It wouldn't matter.
Who were not in the court case, who did not witness it, who were not presented the evidence, personally, subjectively, a congresswoman, you don't think it's a deadly weapon, even though it literally killed a guy.
The atrocities that we're involved in because we're in this war, right? Not to be the guy that's saying like, oh, what about Lebanon? What about Sudan? But atrocities here.
This dude's an idiot.
When you see genocide happening around the world right now,
you guys are retarded. Muslims are killing people all over. We know, yeah.
It's not even not 1 ounce of energy from so many.
Just murder a white guy and get away with it. Yeah, that's totally more important. It's insane. Now, never forget, this has always been an issue, but we have never been allowed to talk about it because you get called a racist. They ruin your life. They put you in jail, stuff like that. They come up with excuses.
Let's see what else I got to cover tonight. I got a few other things, so I'm gonna keep moving forward. That was fun. Let's see. I think I got one more other YouTube thing that I wanted to check out, and then I'm gonna go on the Instagram. Let's see. Cardi B has a public meltdown. Let's go see what Talmud Tatum's talking about.
And he was surrounded by a whole bunch of black football players and 2 twins. The case would have went extremely different. I highly doubt that Anthony went over there by himself to a tent full of strong-ass football players. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna cause a ruckus.
Black women who have black male children.
That was Cardi B.
Live in fear and
YNs. Dumb ends. How many call them dumb ends now? All right, next. Roll it.
I always like to see both sides.
This is Cardi B.
Points. And on top of that,
This is Cardi B, one of the black community's pillar people. Remember, she was the one that they picked to talk to Joe Biden. So let's listen to her political opinion because it's really relevant.
a mother. I am a parent. I do understand the pain that
Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to keep playing this.
Austin
Hold on one
parents
sec.
are feeling because they lost a child. And I also feel the pain of Anthony's parents because they also lost a child to the system. Maybe not forever, but it's a boy that was not raised in the trenches, that is not a street boy, that showed a lot of emotion right after the incident. He showed a lot of emotions in the incident, and after he got sentenced, he also showed a lot of emotions, which if you guys look at a lot of cases.
Yeah, duh. When you get 35 years, I'm sure you're going to be emotional. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of them, but they don't count. The emotionalism came before you stab somebody in the heart.
There it is.
When you get in trouble and you get emotional, that don't count. Anybody that go into jail get emotional. Roll the clip.
A lot of people don't do that. It is a very unfortunate situation. And I'm not into because a race thing. It's not a race thing. What's wrong is wrong. It was right is right. However, in this situation, it really is a race thing. I am pretty sure, especially in Texas. This happens a lot in Texas. If Anthony was white and he was surrounded by a whole bunch of black football players and 2 twins, the case would have went extremely different. What I would tell my sons, son, don't let nobody punk you.
Oh.
Don't ever let nobody make you feel.
Don't ever let nobody punk you. Don't ever let anybody tell you, hey, you're in the wrong tent, please move. Don't ever let anybody tell you that. And if they do, stab them in the heart. That's what Cardi B thinks. That's what Cardi B thinks.
Less of a man and always defend yourself.
Always defend yourself. Always defend yourself with ultimate violence. Always defend yourself, even in cases where you don't even need to defend yourself. When somebody simply asks you to leave, that's when you even defend yourself then with deadly force.
I highly doubt that Anthony went over there by himself.
You know what I mean? When somebody's like, hey, sir, please don't cut in line. If somebody tells you don't cut in line, defend yourself with deadly force. Stab him in the heart. If you're at the grocery store and somebody reaches for like your cart and you guys are like, hey, no, that's my cart, stab him in the heart. You know what I mean? If somebody's trying to take your parking spot, don't get punked. Stab him in the heart.
A tent full of strong ass football players. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna cause a ruckus. Just because you have a knife and you against 14 boys that are strong.
Apparently, Cardi B thinks that he was getting jumped by 14 people. What an absolute...
You guys are retarded.
Retard.
That tackle people for a living, that's not going to make you feel tough because somebody's going to knock that knife off your hand. If Austin and his team felt a certain type of way that he went to the 10, he should have went to his coach. What do they tell us in school? If you have an issue with somebody...
Actually, the coach went up on the as a witness and said, no, I told Austin Metcalf that he had like the authority to hold it down like that. So he was doing what his coach told him to do. Which is, I guess, Cardi B, like, she doesn't know anything about this case. So this is why we shouldn't, like, take, like celebrities, like, political points at all, because they're mostly retarded.
Go to a teacher, go to an adult. If Austin had an issue with Anthony being in the tent, he should have went to the coach and told the coach.
That's true, too. You know what I'm never going to do? Find myself ever outnumbered, ever. I agree. I'm gonna stay vigilant, but it's like, hey, if you're surrounded by a bunch of people that are like, hey, sir, you're in the wrong place. Could you please leave? You're not actually being outnumbered. You're not in a situation where you need to respond like that. You just got to be like, oh, my bad. I'm in the wrong tent. Okay, sorry. But there's tons of videos when you ask. I'll show you 100 videos of them telling young black men to leave a place and watch how they react.
Coach, take him out of the tent. But Austin took into his hands.
And I even have 1,000 videos of young black women being asked to leave somewhere, and look how they react.
To get aggressive with Anthony just because somebody provoked.
All right, I feel bad for her kids because she's finna get them in prison.
Yep.
Don't let no.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Cardi B's kids.
Nobody
what is it? Offset made a terrible decision.
Punk you, or don't let nobody make you feel less than a man. Let me give you some advice, ladies and gentlemen. Put your son on the camera so he can see this. No one makes you feel any way.
There you go.
You are entitled to the way you feel. You allowed them to make you feel like you're a punk or like they doing something to you. It's up to you to feel that way.
And not only that, you might be really feminine if you feel like you're getting punked when somebody's like, sir, you're in the wrong tent. And you're like, what? You're punking me. I'm not going to be punked. That's because you were raised by a single mother. That's the reason why. You just have nothing but feminine mother energy. Where's your dad?
If somebody asks me to leave the tent, I can decide if I feel offended or not. They don't make me feel offended. I decide that, you know what? It is their tent. It ain't my tent. I don't like the way they talking to me, but let me get up out of here before some stuff hit the fan. I can't whoop all these dudes, so I'm going to get up out the tent.
Or just be like, oh, I apologize, wrong tent.
But people like her make you think that you can't control your own emotional response.
All right, I don't know why I'm sitting here listening to Talmud Tatum. I was just trying to cover the Cardi B thing. Let me make sure I don't got anything left on YouTube. And let's go to the Instagram videos. I got some cool Instagram videos. I think I'm good on let's see, knife revealed. Let's see the knife revealed.
And as many more description to get channel. Check it out. Link in the description. The Collin County District Attorney's Office has confirmed that this photo shows a weapon that is identical to the one that Karmelo Anthony used. It is a 6-in-1 multi-tool. So in fact, it is a multi-tool, but
well, it's a knife.
It's
what is he, MacGyver?
5 inches by 9 inches.
He's MacGyver. He's MacGyver.
Boy Scouts multi-tool, as clowns like Charleston White said it was, and all these black supremacists said it was.
Yep, black supremacists.
I had a flashlight right here. I lost mine. Has a bottle opener here. Has a glass breaker here in case you get locked inside of a vehicle, have to break the glass. Has a seatbelt cutter here, and here it has a ferro rod in case you need to start a fire.
Not bad. Okay, maybe I will say it is a multi-tool.
Yeah, what was he going? What was he going camping?
Multi-tool.
In a survival situation.
So he had a Rambo knife. That's what it was. He had a Rambo. He had the knife. He had the new version of the Rambo knife.
Big ass fucking blade.
Look how big the blade is. Look how big the blade is. That's a giant knife.
That, and the most important part is it has this big ass fucking blade that locks. It's a knife. It'll kill you. Yes, a knife is a tool.
That's what Karmelo Anthony used to kill Austin Metcalf. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit, but let's go over some cool stuff that I found on IG, man. Let's see. Let's find out some cool stuff I have on IG. Thank you guys again for joining me, man. Thank you guys so much. And like I said, if you could hit a like, hit a share, and throw some comments on there. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Let's see. Heated scene, blah, 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 blah. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's start it off, guys. Again, thanks for joining me. Let's go.
Sure. If you are a farmer, if you're a shepherd, right, and you're raising...
Hold on, one more time.
Hey, Gunther, can I ask you a question?
Already calling me white kid Gunther.
If you are a farmer, if you're a shepherd, right, and you're raising sheep, and you have lions, would you put the lamb in the cage with the lions?
No.
Why not?
Probably get slaughtered.
What makes you say they'll probably get slaughtered?
Lions are typically an animal, a creature that can harm things.
Well, let me tell you something that we've learned about white people. White people are typically people that love to kill, steal, and destroy.
That's right.
And that's why we call...
And I'm wondering, like, see, again, this is blatant racism about white people. Now, do stats back this up? Do stats back this up that white people are doing this? That the things that he just described? Is that statistically true? Or is this just his anecdotal, civil rights, DEI, progressive Marxism bullshit? Or in this case, what is it? Black Israelite, black supremacist stuff.
You the devil. Right? It's not personal.
It's not personal. It's not personal. You're just the devil. It's because of our experience. You're just the devil. You're just the white devil. You know what I mean? Fuck.
With lions. That now we understand that lions and lambs don't go in the cage together.
That's right.
Unless they're back here. Unless they're in here, the lion and the lamb is going to grow up together.
Right.
But out there, we are going to have to separate from the lions. And we're going to have to let the lambs grow alone and let the lions roam alone because you're a predator. That's what you are. And the Bible says, my people are like lamb. He calls us a flock of sheep. And we need a shepherd. And we came into this school to have protection. And the leader of our school taught us to profile white people. Right. To keep the lamb safe.
Racial profiling.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you have to...
You got to see?
Start profiling white people.
Start profiling white people. When you start profiling them, be like, yo, his credit score is probably good. When you start profiling white people, his credit score is probably good. He probably has a dad. You can probably ask him, hey, can I borrow your lawnmower? You know what I'm saying? Start profiling white guys. Start profiling them.
Keep your family safe. Because if you don't, the lions will eat the lamb. Hey,
That's crazy, huh? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Jasmine Crockett again.
He ended up hitting Austin one time, and it was about where he hit him. One time, 2 inches. This wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'm done with her. Okay, here's one. Black guy riding up to a white man and accusing him of being on the jury of the Karmelo Anthony case and then punches him.
Hey, wasn't you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
He's a vet, dude. He's
Oh.
a vet. He's a vet. He ain't been on jury selection.
I ain't worried about that. You gonna die.
Quit, dude.
You on jury? Wasn't you on jury?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
You on jury selection?
He wasn't.
You hear what I'm saying, guys? I'm going to play that back one more time. Random violent acts against white people.
Hey, wasn't you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
He's a vet, dude. He's
Oh.
a vet. He's a vet. He ain't been on jury selection.
I ain't worried about that. You gonna die.
Quit, dude.
You on jury?
You hear what I'm saying? He just wanted to assault the first white person he saw after this case. That's all. Shocking video out of Florida shows a black man riding up to a white man and accusing him of being on the jury of the convicted Karmelo Anthony before punching him, despite being tried in Texas. This is in Florida. Oh, I thought you was on the jury selection of Karmelo. My bad. I bet, listen, and there's not going to be hate crimes. And again, this is don't believe your lying eyes.
Now, Metcalf, I got a question for you, bro. Why is you looking like that? Like, why? I don't like how you looking at.
Maybe because you murdered his brother. Maybe because his brother was murdered in cold blood and he held his brother dying in his arms. Yep, exactly. More knockout game garbage. Who came up with that? Who participated in the knockout game? Was that who did that? Who created the knockout game? Huh. Interesting.
In the press conference, like, cause you wasn't where's that energy when your brother was, you know what I'm saying? Like, where was that energy? Like you just gotta be held in containment. Like, they can't let you go. You roar.
Isn't this sad? This is sad, right? This is super sad. This kid's brother was murdered.
Just, you like that now, but when we was in your face, your brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, gang, like, I don't like how you looking. Fix your face, my. Yeah, fix your face, cause you see how we coming. Yeah, fix your face, cause you wanna die right now? You
Sick, right?
can die right here. You gotta kill me today. You heard what Karmelo said? Yeah, come behind these walls then. If it's like that, come behind these walls. Go talk to us. Yeah, come behind these walls.
He's just admitting. He's literally saying it loudly that he's a violent savage. He's a violent savage murderer too. He's not. They're not hiding it. The mask has slipped. The mask has slipped. This is insane.
You just like that. You just gotta be held back. Get your shit on, man. You crazy.
Savage.
Metcalf, I got a question for you, bro.
Animalistic, yo.
What are you talking about?
I just wanted to just pop this fun fact in there. African American vernacular English is a language within a language. So
African American vernacular English, or hold on, what is another language. So she's saying that if your kid speaks Ebonics, that they speak an extra language. That's why black kids are smart. Black kids are smart because they speak another language, some made up rap language. That's what she's saying. She's saying that black kids today are linguistically smarter because they speak Ebonics.
your 4-year-old black baby, your 6-year-old black baby speaks 2 languages where the average little white boy does not speak.
Yeah, the average little white boy speaks proper English as a first language. And guess what? We can all attest that there are people right now in our country that only speak their first language is English. And there are illegal immigrants to speak better English. Better English. It's crazy, huh?
Speak 2 languages.
Hey, shit, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, what are you saying right now?
The study was called the habitual
study.
B, and they got 12 kids together.
12 kids. The 12 kids study.
6 black, 6 white. They were all 6 years old. They put them in 2 separate rooms. They showed them a picture of Elmo holding a cookie,
and the black kids were like, that Elmo. And the white kids were like, hey, that's Elmo. And they're like, oh, black kids speak 2 languages.
They asked both of the kids separately, who
bad English is not a second language. We was bilingual and shit.
Be eating the cookies. And the white kids was like, Elmo be eating the cookies.
Elmo be eating the cookies. They put the white kids and the black kids in one room. The white kids were like, that's Elmo eating cookies. And the black kids was like, oh, Elmo be eating the cookies.
And the black kids looked at that picture and they was like, the Cookie Monster be eating the cookies. Elmo just has one.
Oh my God.
It's a language within a language, and it's not.
It's a language within a language. What?
Incorrect.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Oh, this is hilarious.
I'm just holding a sign.
That guy was assaulted at the he was holding a sign that says White Lives Matter, and he was assaulted at the Karmelo Anthony trial. And again, remember what was really racist when you hold a sign that says White Lives Matter. But if you hold a sign that say Black Lives Matter, it's perfectly fine. Which, again, doesn't make it make sense. And then he assaults him right in front of cops and a bunch of black women that hide him and shit.
That's assault. Hey, officer, you assaulted me. That's assault. I was just standing there, bro.
Content of character strikes again. And this kind of proves the prosecution's point. This proves the prosecution's point. Impulsive and violent. Imagine if he would have had a knife. I wonder what he would have did if he had a knife.
It's hard to get through.
How old are you?
Look, they're hiding him. Look, the cop tries to go for him.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Look, they try to grab him. And the people are like, nah, hide him. It's crazy. That's crazy. This streamer says he wants to collaborate with you on stream right now. His kick is at Melly. I could try. I don't really know how to do that. Tell him to DM me. I don't know how to do that with my setup. But yeah, I'm down. I'm 100% down. Anybody that wants to collaborate, get on cam with me. I'm open to conversations, debates, whatever whatever we want. So maybe off stream, let me know on how to make that happen. Now remember, this is ground zero. I'm just starting, and I really do appreciate all the support. So if you guys could, you know what I mean. And here's a white. I didn't watch this whole video. Hopefully, he doesn't say anything crazy.
All right, so I just want to give a little bit of my experience with the black community and why I am the way that I am. I wasn't born this way, however, I will die this way. So as of right now, I own a house in a black neighborhood, which I lived in for two years. I don't live there anymore. I rent it out, and my equity is just getting built for me. I also lived in East New York.
Let me read this comment real quick. They couldn't answer a direct question at all. Yep, BLM has been the biggest joke in history. Their leader just got arrested. I agree. Got arrested for multiple felonies. I agree. A giant grift.
Which is in Brooklyn for about 4 years. It's a black neighborhood. I lived in Kensington, Philadelphia for like 3 months, and I lived in Camden, New Jersey for about 4 or 5 months, something like that. So I've got experience in about 4 black neighborhoods, give or take, a couple, whatever. The point is, during the 2 years at my house that I still own,
Thank you. I do got 6,000 subscribers, but most of those subscribers are for my short form content and my street interview videos. So what I'm really trying to do is build up my guys like you that are going to hang out and watch the long form content. Most of my subscribers are short form content people. So I really do appreciate you guys being here.
Like I said,
it's not hard to get subscribers by dropping like, short videos, man on the street stuff. That's like the easy route. This is the hard route. And I'm willing to go. I could be doing TikTok, you know what I mean? Which is the easiest route, but I'm not doing it.
Girlfriend's car got shot. That's one. My neighbor stole a bike from my backyard, and we had to go out there armed and tell him basically, if you come across this fence again, I'm not gonna finish this sentence here on TikTok. My house was driven into, the gas line was driven into by a drunk driver. There were gunshots all the time, fireworks all the time, drugs selling outside. Same thing in Camden, same thing in Kensington, except in those two places, they have an open air drug market because the cops have just stopped giving a fuck.
And I'm from, I'm from that area too. And yes, it's completely different. And again, it will just live in the project. Just live in the projects as a white guy, and it could radicalize you, especially if you break away from hip hop and hypnosis. You break away from hip-hop hypnosis and start admitting the actual truth, yeah, it'll radicalize you.
And then out in Brooklyn, they don't have an open-air drug market, but it's very easy to sell drugs and very easy to find drugs. And they sell them on the corners, basically, even though they don't advertise it out in the open like they do in Philly and in Camden. I was not raised in a black neighborhood. I was born and raised in South Jersey in a white neighborhood, and I'm not used to this kind of crap. I had to get used to this kind of crap because I fumbled, my life when I was 19, and I, was doing my own thing, and I ended up in black neighborhoods. And then when I bought my house, I wasn't fucking around with drugs or anything like that. I was actually about 10 years sober at that point. I'm not sober. I still smoke weed. But the point is, I wasn't homeless or anything like that. I was just poor.
Rambling. And I'm sorry. I'm going to the next one.
It's self-defense. You put your hand on me and see how I respond.
Crazy.
What will the Anthony family, what will the people that's standing behind the Anthony family do? That's the question you should ask. We gonna stand behind them and we gonna fight. That's what's gonna happen.
What is your relationship with
I have no relationship.
What's your relationship with Karmelo Anthony? We don't got no relationship. We black.
We're brothers. We're black. Native Americans. We're black. We're the indigenous people of this earth.
We're the indigenous people of this earth. Everybody's the indigenous.
You guys are retarded.
Everybody's the indigenous people of this earth, you imbecile.
It's a repeat. Black people, black sisters and brothers, black kings and queens, we gotta stick together.
Black kings and queens.
So because he's black and he killed somebody unjustifiably, you're going to still stick behind him.
Interesting.
I really am concerned about our culture. There are people right now across the nation in the black community rioting, protesting for a murderer.
Interesting.
Simply because he's black.
Interesting.
If roles were switched, they would not be doing that.
Not at all.
They would be happy that the killer was convicted.
I would be happy.
But now all of a sudden, because he's black, he's not a killer. We cannot connect our blackness to innocence because all black people aren't innocent. So I'm really concerned, and I think we need to pray for our nation, pray for the black community, that their eyes would be opened and that we wouldn't just look at things as, oh, he's black, he's innocent, and the jury that convicted him is racist because they're white.
It's self-defense.
Real talk, real talk, real talk.
Black people are the only people that's holding on to their history as tight as possible. Like, yo, you don't see no Jews holding on to the Holocaust and blaming the Holocaust why they can't do better in life.
I mean, they constantly bring up the Holocaust, but yes, they don't use the Holocaust as, hey, I can't get ahead because of the Holocaust. I agree with that.
You only see black people blaming their history. Only, that's the...
Kings and queens of what? I don't know. Yeah. Anybody watching it, what are they the kings and queens of? Anybody in the comment section, let me know what are they the kings and queens of? Hey guys, in the comments, they say that blacks are kings and queens. In the comments, tell me, what are they kings and queens of? I don't know. Interesting.
The only people I see blaming their history on the reason why they can't improve in life. It is 2026. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing, oh, what the government did this.
No, but the idea is that only black men are kings and queens, or black men and women.
White people did this. Da, 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 da. What are you doing to change now? I'm confused.
Like, to be and not only that, the idea that if everybody's a king, then there are no kings. Right? If everybody's a king, then there are no kings. There's like one king per kingdom. The idea that everybody's a king is crazy.
You keep on blaming others for your choices in life right now. Again, oh, the Holocaust was as bad as
Cannonball said, the kings and queens of EBT.
slavery. People's lives still got took in
That's
both situations. The same way that no sin is greater is the same way that is not, nothing is greater than the other. People's still life got taken within those two things. But you don't see Jews using the Holocaust for the reason why they are trash and garbage and the culture is garbage and their life is garbage because of what happened in their.
That's true. She's cooking. She's cooking. We need more women like this. We need more black women to step up to the plate and talk like this. If the majority of black women taught and talked like this and thought like this, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Their history. Black people are the only people.
Let's keep it going.
Austin Metcalf is dead because Karmelo Anthony grew up watching thugs in the rap culture and thought it was cool to carry a fucking knife to
That's true. That's true.
attract me. It's your community. If you want to lead your community, call out your community for thuggish behavior. They're celebrating.
He was a thug first.
He was a thug.
He bullied
this
that
man
boy
was a
and then
Christian and a student
So
scholar
why is everybody
athlete.
saying he was a bully?
He was a student scholar athlete.
Why?
Question.
Yes, sir.
Will you
He said, the kings and queens of broken smoke alarms.
condemn the $600,000 that was raised to Karmelo Anthony's account?
No, I'm done. What? Why
And
would
you're
you
not
do that?
serious about being a Christian.
Why would you do that?
HNO, a white boy, HNO, shut that Trump.
What is that?
How many
Is this
times
English?
Trump got shut up?
Sounds
A white
like African-
motherfucker.
Sounds like
Huh?
an African chant of some
How many
kind.
times
He's doing
that
a rain
Trump got
dance.
shut up? A white motherfucker.
They're chimping out. They're
Huh?
chimping out.
Yeah. Our kids matter.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but there's a reason why black people hate black conservatives. And let me explain to you guys what I mean. You guys, for some reason, we live in a generation of black people who are oddly militarized and aggressive towards any race or people that disagree with their notion of them being so racially oppressed. And the people that black people hate the most are black conservatives or other black people who refuse to give in to the notion that we are racially oppressed in today's modern era. And so the next question becomes, why do black people get so upset when you disagree with them about the current states of how the nation is perceiving African Americans? And now it just boils down to three things. It boils down to tribalism, ignorance, and years of conditioning from socialists, Marxists, and black activists to make black people think that they are victims. And then
Where's the lie? Where is the lie?
on more of the black activist thing, you guys, like we were taught in high school that Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, all these other black, Al Sharpton, all these other guys, these people were the pinnacle of what black people are today. Come to find out, Martin Luther King is one of the main reasons why welfare and abortions are such a huge problem within the black community today. Come
Where's
to
the
find
lie?
out that the whole Rosa Parks debacle was more about getting a lawsuit rather it was fighting for African American rights to sit in public
was a-
transit.
yep,
And pretty
that was
much
a
Al
psyop.
Sharpton was the P. Diddy of fucking civil.
That was the psyop. That was a giant psyop. When you go and research the Rosa Parks thing, you ready for this? Rosa Parks' husband had a car. That's crazy.
Rights activist. And here's the thing, right? The good part of the 40s, 50s, and all the way up to now, these same activists have been brainwashing black people to think that they are either less than, owed to, or the only reason why they don't have a good footing in today's society is because of white people. And now 90% of the African American community around America are pretty much a communist Marxist sleeper cell designed by the Jewish government to take down America from the inside out. Now what we're seeing today is a clash of political beliefs from an
He is cooking. That is the biggest facts. He just spit those, but you just don't get that. I'm dead serious. The Jewish elite use blacks as literal pawns. You know what I mean? Even with hip hop, they say hip hop is black music. It turns out it's not. Turns out it's not. It's Jewish psyop music. That's what it is.
An entire race onto an entire country. Like the reason why black people don't do so well in today's
Like they're basically creating, they're committing. They're creating domestic terrorists Yeah, they're creating domestic terrorists through Marxist programming.
Climate is because they're taught to be socialist and communist.
Yep.
And the reason why they hate black conservatives so much is because black conservatives go against the notion that we are oppressed and we should start really doing the work that we need to be doing on ourselves in order to improve our community.
Yep.
And because most African Americans aren't born in a family that has a father, they don't know what accountability and discipline is.
True.
Why? Because you learn accountability, discipline, and good morals from your father. That's why African Americans did so well during slavery, Jim Crow, and segregation.
And what people, they don't want to know that either. After Jim Crow, like right after it, like this is right after slavery, black people had the highest rates of marriage, the lowest rates of divorce, the most economic mobility. The father was in the home. They were doing so much better than now. Why is that? Why is that now? Why after civil rights and all of this equal rights and civil rights, but yet they're doing worse than they ever have?
It's because we had a good family structure. We as black conservatives believe.
Let me hear what right here. Yeah, but blacks choose to be used like pawns when they go that route for self-serving purposes. I agree with that too.
That the victim mentality of black people is more of an oppressive state than the system will ever be to black people. And then what happens when a member goes against the tribe? They get kicked out, harassed, or killed.
And that's what I was saying earlier, that the black conservative men, oh man, they really have it rough. They really have it rough because me as a white guy, I could, or what I would be considered a white guy, but if you looked at my genealogy, it's probably not, it wouldn't be that. But what it is I can be liberal or conservative. Nobody's going to take my race card. But black men, you can only be part of the monolith. Otherwise, you'll be literally ostracized, villainized, basically. Which is, again, that's a problem, and that's a problem that I can't solve that. I can call it out, but that can only be changed by the black community.
So if you're a black conservative or a black person that doesn't believe that we should be blaming white people for everything, you will be called an Uncle Tom.
You will be.
You will be called all types of names under the sun by people who look just like you.
Yep.
But remember, you're doing the right thing. I hope this helped.
Good shit, man. He was cooking, and that's the black conservative _ on Instagram.
You know how niggas in the hood love blaming the white man for this, the white man for that, blah, blah, blah. Tell me what white man is responsible for this. Can you please tell me what white man is responsible?
And that's another thing, too, that I witnessed. I do these social experiments. And, I'm a business owner, and a lot of my businesses, we give out candy, we do this. And one of the things that I've noticed is the only people that literally openly litter, no problem in my parking lot, it's generally one group that I have to walk out and clean up after, like their children.
For this right here, I got a $100 gift card for anybody who could tell me what white man is responsible for this. Now look, you finna see how far the walk is to the fucking garbage can. Cause I got garbage right here.
Literally, there's a garbage like literally 10 feet away. And there's people that walk out of my business and just litter right on the ground. And it's literally one people. I'm dead serious. It's on camera. I have hundreds of camera recordings of this.
Throw away. I'm right here.
Out of all the things that could take down your channel, that last sentence might be one. The only one. What's that last sentence? Let me know. I don't know what I said.
Right here, nigga. Niggas can't even do this in their own fucking neighborhood. I don't want to hear shit else about the white man. Because what fucking white man is responsible for all this goddamn garbage all over the place? The garbage can is right fucking there. And this is exactly why I don't
let me know what I said. Let me know what I said.
When you fix your mouth to call me a coon. Anybody who doesn't celebrate degeneracy is a coon. Anybody who doesn't excuse black people's terrible behavior is a coon. Anybody who tells black people, hey, you're responsible for the things that you do is a... You know how niggas...
Danny, let me know what I said. Did I say something that could get my channel taken down? Let me know. Another.
That's what you're not gonna do. You do not get in a woman's face. 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 You do not.
It looks like he's in a woman's face right now by this woman with a do-rag is really upset.
Get in a woman's face. I don't give a fuck about none of this. You do not get in a woman's face. You do. As a matter of fact, no, you do not get it. Hold up. Don't
Turns out this guy was arrested. He was arrested for having a weapon on him after this.
No, I'm gonna smile because the funny part is you. No, hold up. You will not have that energy with anybody but a woman. You realize that, right? No. Hold up. You will not have that energy with anybody but a woman. Hold up.
Let him talk.
This is what you do. You only provoke. Listen, hold up. You only provoke women. You crossed your arm. I'm not racist.
We ain't racist.
Am I racist? Am I racist?
We're not racist.
No, you're racist, bro.
Far from racist.
Hold up.
I'm colorblind.
Hey! Hold up.
Hey, look, man, don't do all
Hold
that.
up.
Just
Because you
talk. We ain't
only
gotta do
got
all that.
in a woman's
Yeah, we don't
face.
even-
But when a man walked up, what did you do? When a man walked up, what did you do? And you ain't gonna do nothing.
Other black dudes are like, man, I mean, it's
Your arm.
annoying.
But you aren't gonna approach a woman like that. You're not gonna approach a woman like that. What is wrong with you? Where's your morality? Where's your heart? Where's your morality? Don't touch me. Do not
guy
touch
that
me.
was doing the
Do not
rainbow.
touch me. Do not touch me. Keep your hands to yourself, boy. Keep your hands to yourself, boy. Keep your hands to yourself, boy. Keep your hands to yourself, boy.
Ew. Why'd you try to kiss him?
Keep your hands to yourself, boy. Keep your hands to yourself, boy.
That dude, I'm pretty sure this guy's a mental illness.
Somebody's scared of you.
Oh, now he's blowing kisses. Ew. That's so weird. Weird.
Your time is over. The time for hate is over. That's what you're not.
Weird. Why you blowing? Oh, that's weird, dude.
This is Austin Metcalf's family after the verdict was reached that Karmelo Anthony was found guilty. And just listen to the reaction from all the people protesting as they're walking by.
Oh, they're saying that you should kill the brother too. Yo, Danny, you never answered me. What could get my channel taken down?
I want you guys to know that I am 6 foot even. My phone is at my head, and the guy in the back is his brother. Karmelo Anthony was 5'9", 5'8", something like that. So you had 2 of those people standing over him.
They were literally saying they are glad Austin is dead. And also blaming Austin for getting stabbed, which is impressive to do. I can only imagine what this family was thinking and feeling through this whole moment. You had this guy who is the one recording this video narrating, trying to justify why Karmelo...
And remember, guys, Austin Metcalf is 6 foot, weighing 186, not 200 pounds, not 225, and Karmelo Anthony is 5'11", 162.
stabbed Austin, saying that Austin and his brother are bigger than him. So I guess the fact that Karmelo was in an opposing team's tent, was asked to leave about 15 times, and all the witnesses say he was the one instigating, is all irrelevant.
Oh yeah, about the higher ups, about the small yeah, I got you.
If someone is bigger than you and they're close to you, you have every right to stab.
Yeah, they want us to be talking about black and white issues, but we don't want to talk about the higher ups.
Apparently. This is Austin Metcalf's family after the
Socioeconomic conditions is not why Tavon and Jabari robbed the 7-Eleven.
Yes, it is. You don't know what happened to my people.
Those aren't your people. They're your ancestors. All those laws are gone. Like, those things don't exist anymore.
They killing us and they redlining. We can't buy houses and shit.
So what you're doing is you're weaponizing the oppression of your ancestors to justify the bad actions you're doing today. Tavon and Jabari didn't rob the 7-Eleven at gunpoint because of slavery and socioeconomic conditions. They did so because they live in a culture that glorifies degeneracy, debauchery, crime, murder, homicide, and armed robbery. And if we don't put them in a box right now, they're gonna do it again.
You just hate black people. This is why you can never trust a Sambo. Uncle Tom ass nigga.
That's just so ridiculous. I'm not even going to engage with.
Like this is like he's being honest. This is a real conversation. Like it's a joke, but I've seen this conversation happen in real time.
If poverty is
hundreds of times.
the only causal factor for committing crime, then why do black people commit crime in such an astronomically higher margin than other minority groups in poor areas?
Yeah, I knew you hated black people. You just want to blame us. You want to blame us for everything. We ain't even had no generational wealth.
Statistics aren't racism. You see, what is racism is using your skin color and your ethnic group to retroactively create a shield against any criticism for your ethnic group victimizing members of another ethnic group because of some fake reasons that you wanted to invent in your own mind.
Shut up, white boy. Ain't you Mexican? Shut up, Mexican. You ain't black. Black card decline, nigger.
What am I even
Shut your ass up, Mexican. I hate
okay,
you, Mexican.
have a nice day.
Boy, we kill you. Don't make me get my big cousin on you.
It's okay. Socio.
I've seen it. I've seen that conversation happen in real time a lot, yo. Let's see what Dance Maddox is talking about.
What do you want us to do?
Oh, we already covered
What
this
do you want us to do?
Follow my boy _ Dance Maddox. Look, watch this. This is funny. Watch this. Oh man, they got the AI going. Oh my. Yeah, I just thought you guys would like that one. That one's fun. We covered that one. This one's crazy.
I'm gonna be real. Black people don't give a about people that ain't black.
Stereotypes exist.
I'm Helena.
And Helena.
With an H.
I really swear the shit out of you, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, she attacks the white.
Whoa,
Yes.
come on.
For real.
Let's-
You ain't gonna sit here and play with me like I'm no
Let's
little
take a break
ass
here
girl.
because I don't know. Come on. She's
You
nice.
trying to be smart and you thought you was being smart. Now you silent with your white.
All she said was
with your white ass. That's what she said.
Stop playing with me.
All she
The
said was her
fuck?
name.
You looking at me like I'm crazy. I smack the shit out of you too.
Hey,
Listen, man, don't threaten the girls on the
then Myron steps up and like
platform. They come here for a reason, not coming to be threatened by a black girl, okay?
But I'm gonna smack the
Like
shit out of
that.
this right here.
And then
This
you're like,
got
first
got here.
got a black girl threatening me, bro. It's our first experience here, man. They're all new here.
I have to respectfully ask you to leave. Exit. Thank you for coming. You were great guest. Yes, thanks for coming on the show.
Tax her for no reason. She never even said anything. She literally only said her name. She's a pretty white girl.
What the?
And there's lots of videos like this online too.
I'm gonna be real.
Too much of baddies, ATL and shit.
It ain't safe for none of you white folks to come out this weekend.
You hearing it? Are you hearing it? Are y'all hearing it? Listen, it's not safe for us to go out this weekend. White people, stay inside this weekend. It's not safe. You heard it from this guy. He's going to tell you the truth.
I'm giving y'all a fair warning right now.
Modern day.
One more time. It's not safe.
It ain't safe for none of you white folks to come out this weekend. I'm giving y'all a fair warning right now.
Modern day mainstream black culture has become one that is rooted and steeped in debauchery. It is steeped in degeneracy, and it is evil to its core. I didn't say skin color. I said the culture that is being allowed, the culture that is being enabled by this leftist machine produces individuals who see themselves as forever victims no matter what they do.
Hey, wasn't you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously.
You seen that earlier?
He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
He's a vet, dude. He's
Oh.
a vet. He's a vet. He ain't been on jury selection.
Ain't worried about that.
Dad.
You gonna die. The victim mentality is the bane of black folks' existence. It is what is keeping them in the place that they are. It's not racism. Racism wasn't able to keep down a black man who wanted to rise up. Racism did not keep down a black woman who was looking to rise above. It never did. It was always the mentality of the individual. I'm not saying that there are not injustices in this world. There absolutely are. That there aren't racist people with hatred in their heart. But that's not what's keeping black folk down. Statistically speaking, it is the broken households. It is a lack of a godly foundation in the household. It is the enabling.
Oops, sorry. Let's go to the next one.
Boy, they piping mad. But let me tell y'all colored folks something. Y'all better sit the fuck down. Because if y'all wake up them good old boys, there's been good old boys that been just sitting off, ain't bothering not a soul. In the hollers and the hills and the backwoods and all them places, and y'all just killing each other. What you think them good old boys been waiting for, huh? Why you gonna rile up these good old white folks? They ain't bothering you. They allow you to drink your malt liquor and, you know, make babies out of wedlock. They don't bother you as long as you don't bother them. But if y'all think that it ain't some good old boys out here ready for target practice in this world, you lost your fucking cotton picking minds. See, I learned a long time ago this ain't something that y'all want to do again. You're not built for it, you know? You're not built for it tough. You're not built Chevy branded. You ain't built like a rock. You wimps. You sissies. You're sorry. But I promise you,
I mean, it's not wrong with their skinny jeans and their limp wrists. I don't see it like that.
Some good old boys out there that's been waiting for the day that y'all spark up a race war just to get some itch off the scratch.
Yep, just to get it for the get back.
Y'all don't want that.
Nope.
As a 42-year-old black man, I'm not helping y'all.
Yeah.
Skedaddle.
He's like, I want no parts of that. That sounds crazy. This is another guy that was arrested. Assaulted.
Touch me and see what happens.
Ah, get off!
Oh man, they're going crazy with the AI. One more time.
Touch me and see what happens.
Ah, get off!
Oh man. Oh man, that's crazy.
Touch me and see what happens.
Oh, that's crazy.
Karmelo Anthony found guilty? Man, it's crazy, man. Man, it's crazy, man. He was defending himself. It's crazy, man. Although he was pushed first, felt threatened, felt like his life was in danger.
None of that's true.
The jury rejected self-defense, passed over manslaughter, and convicted him of murder. And this was after less than 3 hours of deliberation.
Yeah, because they couldn't prove any self-defense. This guy has no clue what he's talking about. No clue. He's just commenting.
Keeping notes, y'all. Keeping notes, y'all. It wasn't not one black juror on that jury.
I wonder why. I wonder if he knows why there wasn't any black jurors. I wonder if he does.
And it's crazy because it's like they neglected the whole Texas law, and they say that Karmelo Anthony reason to feel threatened wasn't reasonable enough. Like, come on, y'all. The man was scared. You know when you scared.
Yeah, when you're scared, when you start threatening people and calling them pussies and shit. That's being scared.
You act out of just scarcity. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, when you're scared, you act out of scarcity.
You acting off impulse. The man was scared. He was defending himself. I'm not saying that somebody should have lost their life, but he was scared. He was scared. Karmelo.
Oh my God! Out of scarcity, you act off your scarcity if you're scared.
Yes, you was sitting at a tent. Yes, you was really minding your business, not bothering nobody. Yes, they attacked you and admitted they attacked you, but a black man.
Nobody admitted anybody got what?
Man in America is the only man in America. A black woman in America is the only woman in America that does not have the right to self-defense.
Oh my gosh, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's just happening more and more and more and more.
I have a black son. He's 10 years old, and we live in a cruel world this day and time. The world has already.
So this mom says she arms her 10-year-old son.
Always been.
So he can protect himself from white people.
Cool. But today, even more, it's It was self-defense.
You should arm him with respect, morals, and accountability. That's what you should arm him with.
It was fuck around and find out. You fucked with the right person.
Where's child support? Where's child protective services?
And you
Arming a 10-year-old against another race? Wouldn't that shit? Where's CPS at?
Found out. Sorry it had to be that way. You should have never fucked with that little boy. And like I said, I have a 10-year-old son, and he goes outside, but I make sure he always have something on him to protect him.
He's going to jail too then. Maybe this is what Karmelo Anthony's parents told him to do. And now he's in prison.
There's his cell phone, a sock of batteries,
batteries.
I give him for protection, to protect himself, because he should be able to go outside and play like a normal kid without some little Billy, Bob, or Jimmy coming to fuck with him. I have a black son.
Oh my God. This is what we're dealing with, yo. This is what we're dealing with.
This morning, 3 college students under fire for what's...
So in January 2016, 3 black women claimed that they were jumped, beaten, and called racial slurs by a racist white man, by a group of racist white men. Campus rallies were immediately organized. Everybody got behind these girls until the surveillance video came out that turns out they were completely the aggressors and were the ones violently attacking them.
Seen in the surveillance video.
Hi. Dude, do you think he's going to GP right away? I don't know. I think that I don't know. I would hope that they do not put him in general population. I don't think he's built for prison at all. I think that they should put him in the infirmary the entire time. Yeah, definitely don't put him in Gen Pop. That's crazy.
Yes, I'd like to report the fact that me and my friends were just jumped on a bus for being black.
Just after 1 a.m.
Literally, they called the cops and said we were just jumped on the bus for being black. Then security camera or surveillance video drops, and they were the ones doing the whole thing.
On January 30th, Ariella Gudio, Alexis Briggs, and Aisha Burwell, all 20-year-old college students at the University at Albany, claiming they were the only black students on a city bus when they were called racial slurs and hit by several white males. They say they were surrounded.
Doesn't even sound right. If I was the cops, I'd answer the phone. I'd be like, "Are you sure that's what happened? Are you sure?"
By students and felt threatened. They fought back. 2 of the girls called 911.
It was a racially fueled crime. We were 3 black girls jumped by like 20 white people.
University
3 white girls jumped by 20 white people.
Staff and students immediately rallying behind the girl.
They all rallied. It was crazy.
But within hours of that rally, an Instagram video posted online showing what looks like the girls approaching the men first. The university and city immediately launching an investigation.
I ask all of us to not rush to judgment.
Leading to the release of this surveillance video from inside the bus that night, witnesses on board telling police it wasn't the men, but the women who were the aggressors.
It definitely looks like it wasn't what the girl said it was that happened.
Interesting.
Actually, it looks
well.
But the girls maintain they are the victims. This week, all 3 girls in court pleading not guilty to charges of third-degree assault. Civil rights activists now concerned about what this case could mean for future racial crime.
Now they're trying to get rid of body cams and surveillance videos for this specific reason. At one point, they wanted cops to always have their body cams on. Now there's civil rights people fighting against cops with body cams because they're saying that it's racist. Because it seems like those body cams are showing off a lot of stuff that doesn't fit the narrative.
You got more melanin than me. Ooh, so you get more
This is Austin Metcalf's dad going off.
privileges, more entitlement? Because 400 years ago, someone actually sold you to us, and we took you over here and put you to work.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Americans did not go to Africa to kidnap Africans. They were sold by their own people to America. And remember, slavery happened in every culture and every timeline. And the only reason slavery doesn't exist in countries like America and the UK today is because of white Christians. White people who stopped slavery.
And then we had a civil war to free your ass.
That could be true too. They're going to start staging white hate crimes more as elections get closer. Well, we just have to use our logic to be like, that's probably not right.
And now you want to talk shit. Oh, I'm being so oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit.
I could see that. I could see that happening. Stage, yes, exactly. Like the Bubba Wallace shit, where they're hanging they're hanging nooses from garages and shit, like stuff like that. Yeah, I could see that happening.
We give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah, means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race.
That's true.
Oh, you've got more melanin than me.
That's true. Hey, Austin Metcalf's dad's going off right now. Yeah, so let's see. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. This was Off the Books, another awesome episode. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out and kicking it with me. And remember, the only reason that this platform is growing is because of you guys. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. Like, for real, I'm not asking you guys for anything monetarily at all. All I'm asking for is support. You know what I mean? I did a lot to build up this podcast room, buy all this equipment to start doing something a little bit different. I really do appreciate you guys are along for the ride. Thank you guys so much. And I will talk to you guys possibly tomorrow. I might be doing that barbershop interview with the Steven Crowder video, because I think that's really interesting. But until then, I'll see you guys soon. Yeah.
Let's keep it off the books. Not a secret. It's off the books. Joey Jugs.